TheRantCast. Oh yeah, it's TheRantCast. Welcome. We're live on twitch.tv/TheRantCastPodcast. And I'm here with my co-host, TheStrangeBus. I'm, of course, Kurgan. Welcome to episode 81. And the music you're listening to, of course, was arranged by StrangeBus himself using the AI of Suno.com. See, it's not all bad. It's royalty-free. And we should have a great show.
Bad.
It's really, really bad. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Doing great.
All right.
Had to make small adjustments.
Yep.
Couple adjustments.
I don't have
but
you on camera
yeah, I'm
yet, but
doing okay. I just got back from work. I have to go again in the morning.
Oh man.
Probably looking at like another 12, 14-hour shift. It's busy season, so
I just remember we've got new topics. Yeah, so you're keeping busy, staying out of trouble.
Yeah, just busy with work, really.
Yeah.
Going between here and Nebraska. But yeah, I mean, besides keeping busy, I'm just really glad to be home. What is going on with you?
I'm traveling, doing family stuff. Got my vehicle back after some necessary repairs. So the post-Gen Con hangover is over. back to it, as they say. Some people I was around were sick, so I thought, oh no, I'm going to get sick, but so far I haven't, so.
No symptoms yet?
None yet. Got a fever. The only prescription is more Rantcast. More rant.
That's really funny because we recently ran into, because it's been an epidemic lately, we ran into hand, foot, and mouth.
Oh man.
At least the kids did. And it was kind of a big deal because it's been a thing that's been sweeping the nation.
There we
go. The kids are slowly getting over it now, but it doesn't affect adults as much. So it's just like kind of like a big thing because all the kids have been quarantined right now. So I've been getting texts from my wife saying like, while I've been gone at work, like how bored or I guess stir crazy they're going right now. But so speaking of sickness, I guess that's kind of one thing that kind of like fell into the mix.
Nobody likes getting sick. When you first said it, it almost sounded like a joke. It's like foot and mouth disease. Man, I get that all the time.
Oh no, it's a big thing for like kids, especially babies. Like, because it's like a viral infection. You get like bumps all over your hands, like sores. And you get them on your feet, knees, and elbows, and then like in your mouth. And like my oldest son had it really bad right now, like to the point where eating hurts.
Okay,
like there's on the roof of his mouth.
That's horrible. It's nothing like
it'll
poison ivy.
You get it over. No. I mean, it's just similar. It's just like I said, it's a viral infection. It's very contagious, but like it's from what we got from our doctor, it's not really affected with adults. So, but like we quarantine anyway, so
yeah,
and like they can't really interact with other children. So it's great because it's still summer, so they're not missing school,
not missing stuff. Yeah.
But at the same time,
they want to be out doing fun stuff.
They want to be out playing with their friends and stuff. I'm like, can't, no.
That's how it goes sometimes.
But as far as the podcast goes, I'm excited to be here because we got some cool topics, don't we, Kurgan? What's on the docket today?
Oh yeah, we definitely do. So I heard from another old friend. At first I thought, well, maybe I dreamed this, but apparently NightDive, who we know has done that remaster of Dark Forces that we love so much, even though I still have a lot of love for the Force engine. But yeah, NightDive did that remaster of Dark Forces, and now they're doing Outlaws, which is also.
Did we do a comparison of the two at one point in time? Like of
well, I know
NightDive version, and
I don't know if we did any direct comparisons. You did some extensive playthroughs, which I thought were awesome. I mean, that I busted out the game and played it after I watched your videos. It's like, man, get me back into it. Um, Star Wars Power Hour. Well, maybe Bohemyus. Hey, Bohemyus, thanks for joining us. Outlaws, not Star Wars Outlaws. So whenever he mentions Star Wars Outlaws, I always immediately think of the old LucasArts game, Outlaws, which was built with the same engine as Dark Forces, the Jedi engine.
Don't be a fool.
And it's got so many great quotes in it. It's a tribute to all the spaghetti westerns, and it's an awesome game. But the problem is the multiplayer. It's even harder to get working than Jedi Knight's multiplayer. But it sounds like the remaster is going to have that too. So that's the big topic that I got. Also, I want to just get people a little bit excited for what's happening this weekend. Since I'm not getting sick, I'm going to be completely healthy. I'm going to be doing an arena match, HeroQuest arena mode, but it's a different one that people haven't seen, and it's going to be on both the Friday and the Saturday stream as basically a reward because people have raised their. So they have this thing on Twitch. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's called community challenges. And at first I thought, oh, it's like raising money for a charity. No, it's nothing that noble. It's just all your channel points that build up. I mean, normally you can buy stuff during the stream, buy quote unquote. Like read the entire what is it, Star Wars chronology cover to cover, 5,000 bus tokens. Remember?
I mean, I would definitely make a stream out of that now because we
Heck
can't
yeah, man.
because I don't do my stream anymore. Like just doing
Yeah,
chapters, like reads of the chronology again.
get your pipe,
Because I knew
sit in your
people who would
chair.
actually just show up to the stream,
Heck yeah.
especially Polsky, who just do that just to read the chronology.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it sounds great.
Before we get too dragged
Oh yeah,
away, though,
yeah.
for anybody who doesn't know who NightDive is, NightDive is responsible. Here, let me adjust my camera just a tad bit. NightDive is responsible for the uh, games, like kind of like remakes of certain old titles. Like right now, they came out recently with the System Shock 2 remaster.
Oh, System Shock 2.
They did the original System Shock remaster, The Thing remastered. Yes, they did Dark Forces, Rise of the Triad, Alterox 1 through 3. And they remastered these games so they were more compatible for current systems. So they weren't just like reskins, they were like they rebuilt some of these games from the ground up. But they kept the original flavor.
Or GOG does, where they just make it okay. It'll just run. It'll just barely run. Like they actually.
No, they made them so they were compatible with like current resolutions and stuff. And some of them do have like better. Like I think the System Shock games are actual remasters. Like the textures were redone. The gameplay was a little redone, but they kept the old flavor of the game still.
That's important.
However, things like Turok were like they redid the game to be compatible and then enhanced the quality, but the game is the same.
Oh, here we go.
Same with like The Thing, and if you really want to get into it, like I have no mouth, but I'm a scream. Like if anybody knows what that game is, that's one hell of a game. But they have a extensive list.
Wow, this is a trip down memory lane. I haven't thought about some of these games in ages, but
Harvester
would be the top.
Does anybody know Harvester?
I've heard of it.
That is a live. It's one of those early live action games.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
Like point and click.
Doom 64.
It was very controversial for its time because it was very lewd.
Yeah, I can remember people talking about it.
Pirates, Sid Meier's Colonization. Yeah. So things like that. But oh yeah, 1942.
Oh man.
So, but you should definitely take a look into them if you're into old school games, and you just want a good deal on some old games that are more compatible with current systems.
And this is PC and console.
Yeah, and some of their games range anywhere from $5 to $30. So depending on how new the game is or what they were like going for at the time, like I said, the Star Wars Dark Forces remaster is still $30, but that's because of the time with LucasArts, I think. However, if you really just want to play something old school, a lot of their real old school games, I think, are just anywhere like right now. Some of their stuff's on sale for like $1.
Nice. The only thing,
Yeah,
the only thing they're missing is physical media for this stuff,
I think they did do at one point in time a
like a limited run or something.
limited run or request, but you actually had to pay for that. Like it was
Oh, it costs extra.
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it costs like hella extra.
Well, but then they can never take
So
it away from you. Well, theoretically, unless it's just the disk is just an installation link or something crappy like that, just a code.
like things like Blade Runner, they did Blade Runner Enhanced Edition. But like, just think about it this way though: is like, remember these games are linked to NightDive, most of them. Like maybe Star Wars, right? But like most of the games, a lot of these titles aren't tied to any other big like name, um, or they don't really care about them anymore. So I mean, like you said, besides the really big titles, which I guess people would care about, right? Um, like if you just wanted to play, I don't know if Turok is linked to any big. 'Cause isn't that
Dinosaur
wasn't
event.
Turok like it was Iguana Entertainment, I think. And then I can't remember who their actual developer was or their actual publisher was back in the day. I don't think they're around anymore. And like I I think NightDive owns that property. Or at least owns the remaster. I could
Well,
be wrong. This is just a guess, but like
I
I'm
don't
saying
I
like
don't exactly
if you own the
remember.
license or if
Anybody
you're
remember
buying the license,
who made
don't have to worry about the losing that.
who made Turok? It wasn't real, was it?
What do you mean?
Uh, well, wasn't it like Real Studios or something? Maybe I'm just
No, I always thought it was like Rare at one point.
rare.
I thought Rare was the publisher, but I had to think about it at
I
first. I thought Rare and Iguana were
It's funny
part of it,
because
but
I
I could
used
be
to
wrong.
like all these games I used to have like on the tip of my tongue. Like they were in every magazine, people were talking about them all the time, and it's like it was just a household name, and then they just slowly disappeared
Like the System
for
Shock
the hardcore
remaster is an
gamers.
actual remaster, and its publisher is Atari and NightDive. So anything that has like NightDive's full hand in it, I don't think you're really gonna have to worry about like losing the license unless NightDive becomes like assholes and decides to rip all their games off. But like
Hopefully not.
even so, games that have been ripped off Steam, most of the time you still get to keep it.
You know what game they need to add to
Excuse me.
this? Skynet.
What's that?
That's one I'd like to see.
What?
Skynet.
Oh
You ever played that?
no,
It was a Terminator FPS back in the day.
for real?
Yeah, on the PC.
Yeah, I never. Nope. The only ones I know about are the new Terminator ones,
Yeah.
and then like there's like an RTS I want to play that's like Terminator, but like it actually looks kind of good, like kind of good.
Yeah.
Um,
Sin, Forsaken, all these games.
yeah, lots of really good
Strive.
old school.
Look, Quake 2 engine games. But yeah, even Doom
But the
64.
big topic we were going to actually focus on was they have the Outlaws, plus handful of missions, of course,
Yeah, of course.
remaster. And from what I'm looking at, it looks like they're just keeping the original style of the game. They're not like redoing anything, from what I can tell. They're not 3Difying anything else. They're just keeping
Well,
the original artwork. They're just um, upscaling it.
the nice thing about, if we're ready to get into it, the nice thing about Outlaws is that LucasArts themselves were like, as the game was coming out, they were enhancing it. So they had the 3D effects and then OpenGL patches. So they were adding 3D acceleration already, just like Jedi Knight had. I mean, a lot of people didn't have dedicated 3D cards yet, but if you did, it was like, whoa, the graphics are enhanced so much. And they patched Outlaws with that. And when Windows XP came out, they released another patch. So they were constantly like refining it, updating it, making it compatible with newer systems. I mean, until LucasArts died, of course, thanks to the buyout with Disney. They kind of just let all that.
That still looks like they have a division of it because it still says LucasArts for the dev.
Nice.
But Lucasfilms, Disney, Atari, and NightDive are all the publishers for this game.
Should we play the trailer? We're gonna get audio jungled for it, I'm sure.
You could just look at the Steam page with the audio off if you're worried about getting claimed.
Well, I mean, the music is just so iconic. I guess we're just gonna have to meet this.
You're just gonna risk it, aren't you? You're gonna risk it for the biscuit. That's fine. Hey, I risk it all the time. Yep. Go ahead, get risky.
All right. Okay, I do this for all the fans. Let's listen.
You afraid of dying, kid? Keep that fear.
Sarah, come away from the window, honey.
So iconic.
Good afternoon. Is the Marshal in? You ain't either.
Right.
A man can get too ambitious, wouldn't you say?
Right, but you never shot an innocent man.
They took my family.
There we go. Oh, man. It's multiplayer that I really didn't get to experience. I mean, I played
You're dying for that multiplayer, though. I played a couple really going for it.
I played a couple of duels with my roommate in college, but I didn't get to experience it like a game where you just jump in and just start having a deathmatch with people.
I'm gonna tell you, though, I enjoyed this game, but you have like a serious tie to it, almost as bad as like Jedi Knight.
Yeah, it's funny because I've only played through it once. I mean, but it just left such an impression on me. I was like, yes, this is the game I never knew I needed. You know,
there are games similar to it that I played that, like, I guess aren't as remembered, but I have it in here.
Well, there was all these Western Doom mods as well, you know, where they give you the 6-shooter and the Gatling gun and everything. And
I'm trying to find it.
Zombies have like cowboy hats and stuff. But yeah, I mean, the audio, the voice acting. Don't be a fool, Marshal. Outlaws. It's a LucasArts game. So if anybody remembers Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight, using the exact same engine from LucasArts, it was Outlaws. And it's Wild Western, tribute to the spaghetti westerns of yesteryear. You're a lawman and you gotta take out the gang. And you've got all the classic weapons. You can't ride horses and you can't use dual pistols, but otherwise you can do everything else. You got the dynamite.
I can't remember because I think Steam got rid of it. I think I lost it. I think it's one of the one games that I lost from my library, but I'm trying to see if I can find it.
I got it on Steam.
Oh.
The funny thing is, I ordered it. I ordered the game from like eBay, the original disc. And while I was waiting for it to come, I couldn't wait, so I bought it on Steam. So
this is Outlaws, Joe. But Call of Juarez is what I was thinking of. Did you ever hear about that game?
Oh yeah, Call of Juarez. Yeah, that had some interesting features in it.
Yes, it was one of Techland's first major releases before was it Dead Island? And it was June, like June or July of 2007. And they had 2 games, or they had DLC for it. So they had Call of Juarez and Gunslinger. And I remember playing the demo for Call of Juarez, and that's what this game kind of reminds me of. A little bit. Only without like the brother aspect. It's just like the feel of the game. It's a shoot 'em up
gritty western. Yeah.
That is just action focused on taking as many of the opposition out as possible. Like a very like Clint Eastwood feel.
Yeah. Yep.
You know,
take him out. Take him down.
What would that be like? I always have trouble just pulling those movies out of my head, but
they're all in there.
Fistful of Dollars.
Yep.
Just
Man with No Name trilogy. Hang 'em High.
Didn't play much from the early '90s until recently. Well, that's okay, Joe. I mean, it's always good to play. This is going to be a remaster, so for the low price of probably $30, because it's a LucasArts title.
Yep.
And Disney won't give you any quarter because Disney are assholes.
Sucks. Yeah.
And they'll charge you top dollar for whatever they sell.
Unfortunately.
But
this game, man.
But NightDive's able to restore this.
Yeah, I trust them to do
you
a
can
good
buy
job
this
with it.
game.
Yeah, it won't be perfect, but it'll be pretty darn good. Outlaws.
I mean, from what I can tell, it looks good, man.
In the multiplayer, so you can play deathmatch, of course, team deathmatch, just like it says. Capture the flag, and it's, if you remember Mysteries of the Sith, kill the fool with a Yasilmari. Well, it's kill the fool with a chicken, which is where it originally started. So you get the chicken, and everybody's coming after you. And you have player classes, so you can play as the Marshal, and you can play as each of the outlaws, and each member of the gang like has a different configuration. Like if they have like a throwing knife, or a, like a sawed-off shotgun, or a, sniper rifle, or whatever they've got. But yeah, it's got like so many Western tropes in it. You can light the dynamite with your cigar, and there's like a secret passage underneath the outhouse, and you can blow up walls and shoot the bottles and stuff. It's just great.
It's where I didn't play the original Star Wars. I played Bound in Blood. That's the one I own right now.
I think I
but
played
it's
some of the
pretty much
first
the
one.
same deal.
Yeah.
But
I just remember
Bound in Blood was like 09, I think.
You can like read the Bible to people and they get dizzy, and you have the thing where everything slows down and you have to like pick the targets, and you're like, shoot them all in sequence, like in slow motion. So it definitely had some features.
It had a draw system that was similar to Red Dead Redemption before Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Redemption is kind of like the gold standard now, but just think back to.
But this was before that, and like they had the draw system, like for duels.
Yeah.
Like you did the duel in Call of Juarez, and it would like slow mo, and then your target would go up, and you'd pick the right moment to pull, similar to like how you did it in the first Red Dead.
That's okay, Joe. It's like, what game is this? Yeah. Well, Age of Empires.
I mean, that's why we're recommending it, Joe.
Warcraft,
is because
PC games. Well, it sounds like
I didn't know
you played a different genre. So for me, it was action arcade games, first-person shooters. My brother was always into like the strategy games, the war games, the God games, and he got me into some of those, like Warcraft. But I mean, I never got into StarCraft or Age of Empires, I played SimCity 2000. I remember that, playing that a lot. Didn't play much Civilization or Caesar or any of those games, but I mean, they looked cool. It's just, I don't know. I just didn't have the patience for them, I guess. I wanted to just get in there and pwn some noobs.
And that's why we're recommending the title here, is because I didn't even know about this game as much until Kurgan recommended it to me a couple years back.
Yep. Even the soundtrack alone is just great. Every time I hear it, it just takes me back. And now, StrangeBus, you definitely have like lived through the era of westerns with your grandpa. I think you and him watched a lot of that stuff. Whereas I watched a lot of movies, but I missed. Yeah, I missed a lot of those.
A lot of Clint Eastwood. There's another guy. Have Gun Will Travel. I'm not remembering his name off the top of my head right now. Hold on. I can always pull it up. But
the Duke.
So yeah, John Wayne? That would have been John Wayne. But but like I mostly remember a lot of like
Gary Cooper.
Like really old. Like not just John Wayne.
James
we had
Stewart was in a bunch of westerns. I always forget that. I always think of him as,
but like the big ones. You had like the big names. I'm trying to find his name real quick. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank on him. And hold on, I'm looking him up.
Or even before that, let's see. There was the Lone Ranger. Well, I guess you had your different eras of westerns. You had the
I guess Bonanza too. Like Bonanza, Bonanza,
Gunsmoke.
Gunsmoke. Yes, that's James Arness. James Arness is Gunsmoke.
Wagon Train, another one. Rawhide.
I
Like
didn't
all
watch
these.
too much of that, but like, so yeah, Richard Boone. Richard Boone.
Hmm.
You have a really young, well, because he was in Gunsmoke too, and I'm having a hard time with him now. I guess it would have been really young Clint Eastwood then too, because I think he was also in Gunsmoke.
So westerns were like the superhero movies of like that era of the 50s, 60s, early 70s.
In fact, Leonard Nimoy was in Gunsmoke at one point in time,
Wow.
if I remember right. Yeah,
I don't think I've seen a single episode, and I need to.
he was in like
Lee
the
Majors,
'70s, of course, but like, yeah, it was.
Patrick Duffy, Little
Um,
Joe. See, these names I've heard before, but I guess I've just haven't seen them do their stuff. I mean, because of you,
I'm trying to remember.
I watched a whole bunch of Clint Eastwood westerns, and I thought they were pretty hardcore. Seen like High Noon, I've seen The Searchers, movies like that. But I mean, I've never seen the original 310 to Yuma or the original True Grit. I've only seen the remake.
Oh yeah, you never.
Never. I saw The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. I saw Shane. Still a lot I haven't seen. So I'm open to recommendations. Any good westerns out there?
Still trying to pull up some older names here.
I love spaghetti.
Because those were the three that I knew, like, mostly off the top of my head, most of the time. That's the stuff I used to just sit and watch my grandfather. Um, excuse me. I have really bad sinus problems right now because of the changing weather, so I apologize. Usually my video stuff would take care of that, but I don't have it no more.
And even though it's a modern movie, Back to the Future Part 3, kind of. I mean, they travel to the Wild West. I actually like that better than Part 2.
What, part 3? Really?
Yep. Oh, yeah, there were modern movies like Tombstone and Wyatt Earp.
Oh, yes. Yes, Tombstone. But yeah,
Unforgiven?
I
Is that
mean,
a
oh, Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds.
Burt
There we go.
Reynolds?
Damn, why couldn't I remember him? He was super young in Gunsmoke, but he was in Gunsmoke.
Ah, wow. Well, Gunsmoke ran for a long time, so
Yeah, but like he was in for a while.
okay.
I'm trying to look up when he was, because he was in a lot of the episodes. Like,
He
I
wasn't
don't know if he was
a
in like
guest star
season 1, but like
recurring.
Gunsmoke ran for a long time. I think it was like
Yep,
50s all the way to like late 70s. So
quite a run.
it was, yeah, it was a long run. And then they had a couple movies. So it was
Bohemyus
like,
says we played LARP games on those sets. Wow.
I was trying to see if I could, yeah, there he is. Played Quint.
Quint.
He was in from 1962 to 65. Roy Roberts as well. But yeah, a lot of old names. And I mean, I wish there were more like regular westerns, like Western video games, because I would be into them.
Hmm.
But it's not a very. I don't know if it's a very popular genre anymore. But yeah, I used to watch a lot of them. Not just as a kid, but even as a teenager, my grandfather would keep this channel on all the time,
Hmm.
like TV Land and all that stuff,
Oh
and we
yeah.
would just
Some of the best games are the
watch
ones
it.
that capture that media and like put you into it. Like, oh yeah, what if you were just in the Western having an adventure? And the historical accuracy is less important than just the feel of the movies or novels or comics or
Yeah,
whatever it's based on.
and like you get, like I said, the biggest ones for, like I said, Gunsmoke was the most familiar for me because like that'd be the one that was on all the time. But you'd have like Jane Sarnes, Melbourne Stone, and Ken Curtis, and Bonanza was another big one.
Hmm.
And if I can remember anything about Bonanza, I think the guy from Little House on the Prairie was on that show.
Oh, Little House on the Prairie. Yeah.
Yeah, my mom used to watch that show. But like, just once again, a lot of Michael Landon. There we go.
Yeah. Highway to Heaven.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember him.
And you had Lauren Green, Dan Blocker, uh, Bill Clark. Let me see if I'm right on that one. Yes. So I know some and I don't remember some. So
Sounds like you remember quite a bit.
well, I am referencing the internet a little bit.
Got him.
But yeah, and then Have Gun Will Travel was the other one I was referencing. But like that was about, I believe, a bounty hunter, and then you had like movies with Clint Eastwood and Lee Van Cleef. I think Lee Van Cleef did a lot of spaghetti westerns.
Mm-hmm.
But Lee Van Cleef was like, I don't know if you have a picture you can bring up, but he was like the badass next to like Clint Eastwood. So like,
yeah, I know. I remember what he looks like. He does have a very distinctive face,
yes,
especially when he's got all his cowboy gear on.
he was the guy that like looked like he went through everything, all sorts of hell and back, and nothing could touch him. But Richard Boone, yeah, for Paladin, yeah, for and then I can't remember much of the other cast, but and most of Have a Gun Will Travel was in black and white, and I think it was that way on purpose, if I remember right.
They could have used
I think
color.
it started off in black and white, but
yeah,
they chose to stay in black and white.
It'll only cost you $375 if you buy this particular picture of him. But yeah.
Was that an NFT, or you buy an actual like an actual picture?
For $375, he better show up at my door like reborn.
That sounds like this is Getty Images.
Yeah.
He did a bunch of martial arts movies too. Oh, I had no idea.
I saw some of those were on Mystery Science Theater. Yeah, they were pretty bad, but they were pretty funny.
Oh, he's known for Escape from New York. Holy shit, he's in Escape from New York. I had no idea.
Forgot he was in that. I'm trying to remember what his character was.
He played Hawk.
Hawk.
Dude, I gotta rewatch Escape from New York. I haven't watched Escape from New York in like forever.
Same here.
It's been a long time.
Much better than.
But yeah, I know him from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and A Few Dollars More.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that trilogy not too long ago. Again, because of you. It's like.
Which one?
The Man with No Name trilogy.
Oh yes. Yep. I recommend that to anybody. Okay, so for anybody who hasn't like watched a shit ton of westerns, take a week and give it a try. Like, I know it sounds coy, but give it a shot.
Escape from LA should have stayed in LA. You're not wrong. But Escape from New York is definitely worth watching. Snake Plissken.
Yep. Guy that inspired Metal Gear.
Yep. Even though on the
Solid
cover,
Snake, I guess.
Yeah, Solid Snake. I was gonna say the cover looks like Kyle Reese from Terminator. But yeah. Snake Plissken.
Yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea who's in Speed Zone or Hardway. Like, holy shit, dude.
Silverado.
Captain Apache. I remember that.
Yeah, Lee Van Cleef was in a bunch of war movies as well. That's true. Kurt did it for the money. That is the only explanation.
Let's see.
For me,
Laredo. He was in Laredo for one episode.
I really liked the Stargate movie, but if you're talking about Kurt Russell movies, Big Trouble in Little China is hard to beat for me.
Oh yes.
I tried to get my parents to watch it, and they just didn't get it. But I was just like, okay, fine, I'll watch it by myself then.
But so like I was saying, referencing, if you watch any of those shows, like not Laramie, but Have Gun Will Travel, or like The Rifleman. If you watch The Rifleman or Rawhide, you will most likely find, or Laredo, you will most likely find Lee Van Cleef in it. Those guys, those big names around that time between the 60s and the 70s, they were usually interchanging because TV was so small. I mean, I guess like it was not as huge as it was like in growing up in my time. So
The Rifleman.
Yeah, dude. That's another one I forgot about. I was like looking it up, and I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, the Rifleman."
Well, and then there was the Wild Wild West. That was somewhat later.
Yeah,
Before
which
before
got remade.
before Will Smith put his Big Willie style all over it.
Look.
Hey, it wasn't a bad movie, but it was pretty silly.
It's a
Pretty
lot sillier
ridiculous.
now that I watch it when I'm older, but as a child, it was the
Oh,
best. I
hell
watched
no.
that all the time.
Yeah.
How the West was won.
Oh man.
Yeah, so like or Cheyenne. Cheyenne is a show, I think, if I remember right.
I think my parents have some of these on DVD, just like things that
He
they
was even
bought in
in he
collections.
was even in Bonanza. He was in an episode of Bonanza,
I should check some of these
but
out.
he was in The Lawman as well. Like best Western ever, Blazing Saddles. Isn't that the one with
Blazing Saddles? That was a Mel Brooks movie. Send up
that
boat.
was but that was with what's his face? Why am I having a hard time with it? Gene Wilder.
Yep.
Didn't Gene? Yeah.
Gene Wilder. There was a couple of there was a I can't remember the name of it. There was another Gene Wilder Western where he's like a Jewish guy and he meets up with Harrison Ford. And I can't remember what the plot was. Like he's traveling through the West or something, but he's like an innocent, you know. And Harrison Ford is like really grizzled and grumpy. I just can't remember the name of it. But
You're talking
anyway,
about like cowboys and aliens.
no, it was like I want to say it was like from the 80s or maybe early 90s. But just look it up. Harrison Ford and Gene Wilder, and it's a Western. Cisco
Okay, hold
Kid.
on.
Cisco Kid, yeah.
Is that it?
Yep,
Okay.
that's it.
Wow, I don't even remember that. Hold on.
But
Let me see if I can.
but it was like later on. I mean, the era you're talking about 50s, 60s into the early 70s.
Oh shit! Yeah, it was the Cisco Kid, 1950.
Wait, what? Oh,
Or are you talking about
Frisco Kid.
Frisco Kid?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it
Oh,
was one of
okay. Okay. I
those,
was
like the Crisco Kid. I
about
don't even know.
to say,
That was a
Frisco Kid. He's like holding a big old box.
he's learning how to bake. Oh, it's so easy.
Frisco Kid, 1979. I was about to say
79.
fuck,
Yeah,
wow.
that's a little bit easier. Okay. Yeah. So there was a Cisco Kid apparently from the 50s, and there was a Frisco Kid, which is the one I'm talking. The Crisco Kid. That
I
does
think I
not.
may have watched this at one point in time, but I don't remember it. Like it must have been something I haven't watched in a long time.
Yeah.
So I remember watching Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles. Yep.
Oh yeah, I remember
Well
this.
worth it.
Like it was forever ago.
Yeah, the Frisco Kid. He plays a traveling rabbi. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, there's all kinds of like
This was a long time ago.
it's
This
all
was
kinds
back
of
when I was like,
mishaps. Like he sees some Amish guys, but like he doesn't speak the language, and so he like thinks they're Jewish, and they're like they don't understand him, and like oh, but yeah,
what year was this? This was before. This was probably before 79. This is okay. This is right after Ford's big break. I say he was super young.
yeah. Speaking of Ford, Harrison Ford isn't any relation to John Ford, is he? The director who did all those westerns.
I don't think so
Just
because Harrison Ford was kind of picked out of like nothing.
yeah, yeah.
Like
But I
he
know
didn't have really a history in acting or anything.
I
It was kind of like DeVito. I don't know if DeVito had a history in acting or had other family, but like I think DeVito was kind of like one of those late starts. Like he started in like I think it was his 20s or 30s or some shit like that.
like he's working at the craft table or something, and then somebody was like, "Hey, get over here."
If I remember right, because I think he was like wasn't it Taxi where he has his big break?
Taxi driver.
I'm like,
Yeah,
see, like we're just like going off.
not the Tony Danza
Like
sitcom with Andy Kaufman and all that, and Danny DeVito.
I'm trying to remember.
The Taxi Driver was the movie with Jodie Foster.
It was like a show he was in, like back in the day.
Oh, De Niro?
Wasn't Ford a carpenter or one of the OG Lucas?
No.
Yeah, he was a carpenter, but like I don't know if he did anything for movies. He might have, but like how when I used to like look up the stuff for like Star Wars, he just had a regular job at one point in time.
I mean,
So yeah, he must have gotten like well known at one point in time, and
he
then
could have
like
been working on the set or something. Yeah, got noticed. Because American Graffiti.
Taxi, yes, Taxi. Taxi was, it was yeah, he was on Taxi.
Harrison Ford
from
was on
78 to
Taxi.
83. No, not Harrison Ford. Danny DeVito.
Oh,
he played Louis De Palma.
Yeah, and Christopher Lloyd was on there too. He was like the dirty mechanic guy.
I was trying to figure out like when, like what he was well known for, because like he had a ton of stuff before that, but like I don't think he had any main things like before that. Like he got like really big, like he got a big break. I guess he was also in the Ghostbusters music video, but he was uncredited. Wait, what?
Who was Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito?
Huh.
No idea. He was also in Johnny Dangerously.
Yep. If you just play ball.
That's right.
Oh man. Yeah, Danny DeVito. I mean, he was in Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes, he was.
He was in Matilda.
Wise Guys. Who's Wise Guys?
Wise Guys. Yeah, he was in a lot of stuff.
But yeah, like he got really big in like I think it was like the 80s and 90s and stuff. But like I said, like he was like really big.
Joe's got your references right there. My mother hit me once. Yeah. It's probably got a thing.
And then he got like super big after Batman, like the Batman Begins and Twins and shit like that.
Oh yeah, he played the Penguin.
Yeah, so
like your nose is gushing blood. What?
Right. Yeah, going back to like stuff like that,
so Outlaws.
Can't remember what we were talking about before. Oh yes, Outlaws.
Yeah, trip down memory lane. Anyway, it's a fun little game. It puts you back in the day. It's like Doom, but I mean you got to reload your guns. You can aim some of the guns, not all of them. When you run, you can get tired and start like huffing and puffing, which gives away your position. You can swim.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I also recommend that if you play that, you start getting into westerns, other westerns, movies.
Yep, you'll get more.
Call Juarez, because Call Juarez you can dual wield.
Yep. Which I guess is not something that the Cowboys really did, but I mean it's in the movies, so that's why it's cool.
But it is cool.
Guys like in the circus would do stuff like that, but not like in gun battles.
To me, Batman is like a thing where you're just borrowing the part.
Yes.
I used to have like a favorite Batman, but I feel like there's so many Batmans and Supermans. There's always going to be one person that did the role the greatest, right?
Yeah.
Like just nailed it. But I feel like most of the time most of the actors do a good job. You have a really good Joker and you have a really bad Joker nowadays. And we all know who we're talking about. Last name starts with an L, ends with an O.
Got an E in the center. Yeah.
Yeah. Ito. But I feel that most of the time they do the part pretty well as according to what they're given. Okay. Well, Kurgan, Kevin Conroy voiced Batman forever.
He did, but that first season, man, was the best.
You can't. There's nobody else that I think voiced Batman. And if they did, it's unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
but as far as live action Batman portrayals,
if you did a Batman voiceover, you almost needed Kevin Conroy at all times.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
R.I.P. By the way, that guy.
Yeah. Too bad. But as far as
his last performance was in fucking that horrid fucking Gotham Knights video game.
Yeah, too bad.
Horrible.
You have to use your hands. It's like a baby's toy. Oh yeah, from Back to the Future 3. Or was it? No, it was 2 because he was in the nostalgia bar and he was playing Wild Gunman. Yeah. Haven't watched any of the animated Batman stuff. I was mind blown when I learned Hamill voiced the Joker. Well, let me just tell you. So, Batman the Animated Series did a lot of stuff. It spawned a lot of other shows like Superman the Animated Series, Justice League. You kind of get off in the
That
weeds.
did.
But that very first season, just that very first season, I think they were trying to do something new, something risky with Batman. Like, imagine taking the Michael Keaton Batman vibe and like combining it with the animation style, very reminiscent of the old like Superman, like 1940s, like cinematic shorts that they did. That kind of like serious style, but kind of like, he's got the square jaw and his eyes are just slits, in the dark. But they used just a really cool like film noir kind of vibe, but in color. And I just thought it was really, really well done. And they had certain restrictions they had to work through, like censors and stuff, but they did a really good job, like still making it really like scary and ominous and violent, even though it was for kids. And then in the later shows when they had those restraints removed, it's like I don't know, they still I don't know, there's just something missing with they just didn't have the same passion for it, or the animation style changed and became much more like quirky and less interesting. So I don't know.
I don't know, man. I think I liked a good amount of the Batman animated
Yeah.
series.
I mean, I say season one. It's not as much of a split, I guess, as you could think, but it's like at a certain point, Batman kind of becomes a co-star, and it's more about Robin, Batgirl, and Nightwing, and that was
Yeah.
that was still okay. That was still okay, but like the way they started drawing the Joker, like he looked really different. Um,
Hey, don't forget about Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond. Well, Batman Beyond was its own thing, and as long as once you accepted the premise, it's like okay, it's the future. Somebody else has the bat suit. It's like high tech. Batman's this grizzled old guy.
He's the butler now.
Yep, he's the Alfred. But he
He
looks
becomes Alfred.
but he looks like Lurch from the Addams Family. It's kind of cool though. But it's like its own story. It's like just imagine another superhero who happens to dress like a bat and just go with it.
Right.
You know. But yeah, Batman the animated series never matched, I don't think. But I mean, there were some later ones. Batman Sub-Zero was pretty decent because the way they reimagined like Mr. Freeze was really interesting. Harley Quinn was of course introduced in the show, and now she's kind of a joke, but not that kind of joke, Mr. J. But I mean,
Oh boy.
she was a henchwoman. She was kind of funny, kind of a comic character. But then they tried to
Relief.
make her into like a domestic violence survivor and like a feminist icon. And it's like I don't know if this really works. And a sex symbol at the same time. So
Hey, she can be whoever you want her to be at that point.
yep, yep.
So
But anyway, yeah. Before Batman the animated series, there was no Harley Quinn. So there you go. But the Batman and Harley Quinn movie was terrible. Um, the Batman Mask of the Phantasm was, I guess, not a lot of people's cup of tea, but I thought it was pretty impactful, pretty interesting. It was shown in theaters, but I guess they misjudged their audience. It was much better as like a TV movie, like a two-parter. And man, the Joker, he like gets killed off like so many times. So if you see the Joker die, don't think that that's it. I mean, just like the comics, comes back. Do you realize they killed off the Joker like really early in the comics? Like they introduced him
hey,
and just a few
nobody's
issues
ever
later.
really gone.
That's
Nobody's
right.
ever really
That's
gone.
right. Yep. He even said it himself. Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, oh, well, how do you know he died? It could have been a trick.
Good old Mark Hamill said it himself.
Yep.
Nobody's ever really gone.
It's that green milk. Make you say a lot of things.
You get a little whinny.
You got to do a little grimace. It drips down your beard.
Okay, so before you get to Power Hour, because I'm probably gonna finish my topic here since we're already on the topic of.
Go for it.
I was watching some of the like strange sounds, and this was brought up to me. Speaking of like classic things, I was brought up about like strange sounds and myths, right? And I've got like some trivia for everybody, and including you, Kurgan. Does anybody know about the song "Roller Coaster of Love"?
I've heard the song.
Trying to remember the band. Just listen to this song too. That's how bad I am about Ohio Players. It's a 1975 single.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I'm really bad with names when it comes to bands and guessing what song.
Okay, if you want, you go ahead and play it on your own if you want. But like, at about 2 minutes 36 seconds. I mean, if I remember right, yeah, about 2:32 to 2:36 mark on the album version. There is a like, it's like an intermittent part of the disco funk. There is a high pitched scream that's heard in the midst of the song. It's not anywhere else.
Is this gonna be one of those urban legends?
Yes, it's known as a like as like an urban legend.
Oh man.
Where like they said like some lady barged into the recording room and like was like vengeant about like her career, and the manager like stabbed her or some shit.
And they just
and you
left
could
it on
like
the recording.
well, yeah, and you could hear, or like somebody across the way was like being hit. Like there was like a whole bunch of like crap that went on about this, because like you can hear like right before that there's like the bandmates are like making their own like woo like, and then like then you hear that scream. So but then people go, well, of course the song is called Roller Coaster of Love, so of course they're going to put in a freaking scream, because that's just how it's yeah. So but it was just something that I was reading up on. And it was just fun, but like it's a little fun fact. So it's kind of something I was bringing up because I wanted to know if anybody else knew about it, because it's actually a very familiar song.
I'm gonna have to listen for the scream now. Wow.
Because we can't play it on a stream. We'll get Uber claimed. But like, yeah, it's there's like people are like it's nothing. There's some people like, oh dude, it's totally something.
Yeah.
Like,
well, but those kind of stories were fun. Like your friends would tell you at the playground, and you just be like, "Is that really true?" And then you like go to bed at night, and you hear it on the radio,
and throughout the entire or most of the Ohio Players' career, they didn't answer they kept silent about it because
guilty.
Their manager said,
"Hype.
Silence breeds popularity."
Yeah.
So they completely just kept it.
Joe says, "I recognize it now that I listened. Heard that high pitched scream. I just thought it was part of the song." But I never heard the story. I've heard so many other stories about like backward masking in songs and like double entendres and stuff like that. But I mean, not this particular one. But that sounds like the sort of thing that like we would tell each other's kids. Oh, did you hear? Like if you
okay. Like, because it was something that got brought up today, and I think I remember like looking it up again when I was like 17. But like it was just funny because like I showed this to one of my friends when I was at work, and they were like, I thought it was like a horse. Because if you listen to it over and over again, it just kind of sounds like a whinnying horse. But it it's the only time you ever hear that high pitched scream, and there's usually another like intermediate part where it's like and like you don't hear it anymore. But like so it's just like the one part where there's just a immense high pitched like death rattling scream.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very like mixed into the tune. Like it sounds very like background.
Well,
So
I guess it kind of fits into, I mean, there's so many things you hear about Hollywood and like rock and roll and the crazy stuff that would go on. It's like in movies. There were so many movies where they said, "Oh yeah, you know, you can see the guy like got killed there." And it's like, no, no, they never put that in. But you knew that like stuntmen got killed, and so you think, "Oh, there must be some shot in a movie where you actually see somebody die."
wasn't it Martin Sheen's role in like not A Few Good Men, but it was like a war film that he was in that got him popular. I can't remember what the movie was called.
Apocalypse Now.
But yes, where he was like super depressed. He was doing a scene where he was like super depressed,
He was
and
drunk.
he was actually super drunk. He like fucked up his hand and just kept going with it.
Yeah.
Like he was like bleeding all over the place.
Supposedly
Yeah,
in
like
Django Unchained, didn't
yeah, same
DiCaprio
thing
cut
with
himself? Yeah.
DiCaprio. Yeah, he
Yeah, it
fucked up
was
his hand.
he was playing. So yes, what I've read is that yeah, Sheen was supposed to be his character is drunk in the scene, but I guess he didn't think he could do it unless he really was drunk, and so yeah, he hit it too hard and cut himself.
So Joe played along with
Oh,
my thing
nice.
here. Yes, the rumor of the murder taking
Copy
place during the
paste.
recording session, with the scream being the victims of the
Creepy
fabrication
pasta.
that circulated during due to the DJ's on-air joke and the band's silence on the matter. So yes,
Then you got to
um,
write. Contrary to popular belief, this is not an urban legend. It's actually real. 90 Nightmares. It's like, haha, no, it's not.
but it's always funny because no matter how much people have said about this, because like this has been a thing forever.
Yeah, get
This has
stuck.
been a reoccurring urban myth
Nice.
for as long as the song has been around.
Oh, he goes
And the
on.
song came out in '75.
Man, longer than I've been alive. The scream is actually from Billy Beck, the band's keyboardist who added it as a sound effect during the recording. While he was getting stabbed by a crazed fan. No, just kidding. No, I'd never heard this
Never knew
before.
about this until just now.
Yeah.
See, and like that's what I'm saying. Is like it's really funny like how urban myths kind of just work though. Like
Although
if
some
we
of
didn't
them,
have as much information at our fingertips, could you imagine like
well,
just
just think of
walking into a record shop and
all
telling
the
somebody that?
all the stuff that spread long before the internet existed. All it did was accelerate that stuff. I mean, so I remember hearing about like I would hear something and I would think, oh, that's just something my friends made up, or that's just something in this town. But then it's like, oh no, 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 that's a version of something else that somebody else said like 20 years before, like in California. It just somehow made it to the Midwest by word of mouth or whatever else, radio.
Right.
Well, people made record albums of stuff. Like, do you remember the prank calls Bart Simpson would always make to Moe's Tavern and The Simpsons? Like that was
Yeah.
based on a record these guys made of these prank calls they made to like Red at the Tube Bar. And they like call him names and stuff. And he'd like threaten them and stuff. But I mean, that was something that just circulated that way. But now you can listen to it online. And I
See, Joe, the
do it
more you
when.
know, though, right?
Is there a Mike Roch? Mike Roch. Is Mike Roch here? Nope, nobody here by that name. I'm old enough to have heard the rumor.
Man,
I'm old enough to have made the rumor. Oh man, yeah, Joe.
which one? Oh yeah, it's like from the very beginning. IP freely. Is there an IP freely?
Yep. Yeah. It's like a lot of those jokes were taken directly from the Tube Bar skit.
Man,
Right calls.
looking for a huge ass.
Hugh Jazz.
Hmm.
Yeah. And those are just the ones they could say on TV. So there were a lot of them they didn't use. Mikey from the Life Cereal Urban Myth. Supposedly he died after eating Pop Rocks and drinking pop right after. Yep. Pepsi and Pop Rocks explodes in your stomach. That's what it took out the. Because Mikey from the Life cereal commercial, it's like, oh, he hates everything, and they get him to try the cereal. So somebody got him to try Pop Rocks, and he died. Horrible death. And then they made that horror movie called Urban Legend, which I never saw. I'm like, no way. Some of the legends are true.
Looking for Ivana Tinkle.
Ivana Humpalot. That's from Austin Powers.
Or is there anybody around here named Maya Buttreeks? No? Oh.
Okay.
I literally hear the crickets.
Yeah. No, nobody hear about that name. As far as I know, he's still alive and well. Yeah. He regularly drinks Pepsi and eats handfuls of Pop Rocks just to show people it's okay.
Just fine.
But when he's ready for his career to be over, all he's got to do is just like pretend like, he's having like an attack, like when it happens, and people are like, oh my gosh. And then he just disappears. And so then the legend becomes true. Just changes his name, goes to live in the mountains.
Indeed.
Just like that, he was gone.
Well,
so we got another topic.
Those were my topics of the day.
All right.
Although I really do enjoy talking about westerns a lot.
Hey.
But I do recommend real quick that we do take a quick break real quick.
Yep. Breaks are good. All right, guys. We'll take what did we say? 10 minute. Come back. Get yourself a beverage. Get yourself a plate of spaghetti. Go listen to some Roller Coaster. Come on back.
That's right. Listen to that song.
Have more.
Hear the scream.
All right. TheRantCast. All right, we're just about ready to come back here, so thanks everybody for coming back. If you're coming back to listen to more of the TheRantCast podcast on Twitch, live on Twitch, not live on Spotify or YouTube, but we do our replays there. I'm just going to get StrangeBus back here momentarily. Of course, we're listening to the sounds of Suno.com's arrangements from TheStrangeBus, assisted by AI. And we'll get him back on the screen here. There he is. That's not Sting. That's a picture of Sting.
No.
It's like either you're here or you're bussing. Flashback to the old days.
All right.
Somebody stop me.
So, before you guys get into the Power Hour, I am going to finish off with a couple things. Just wanted to recommend once again that if you haven't gotten into classic westerns, you should.
Yeah.
And if you have any, if you want suggestions, I will be more than happy to send you a DM on a whole list of what to start on. I mean, anything that we suggested this stream, because now I'm gonna have to get back into it.
Heck yeah, man.
But I think that's gonna be my new thing. Also, I would like to maybe take a couple minutes, if it's okay with you, Kurgan, to look at maybe any Star Wars news that we have coming up.
Star Wars.
Well,
that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Long time.
Well, it's not dead. Not yet.
It might be.
Oh, man. The franchise
Keeps up, it might be. It'll never be gone.
Maverick is a good series, says Joe. Maverick?
Oh yeah.
Top Gun, There was a show called Branded. I don't remember much about the show, but I remember the intro where like he's getting like his patches ripped off and they break his sword in half and they send him out into the desert. Like he's been cashiered, he's been drummed out of the cavalry.
So this is how crazily boring the Star Wars news has gotten because they're still talking about Andor.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Well, I thought Andor
but
was
you were at
barring the
Disney Studios last
Mandalorian.
week.
Andor was like the salvation of Star Wars. It wasn't? You mean it wasn't?
I mean, it's just a good show. I wouldn't say it's once again. That's like people saying that like it's like saying the Mandalorian saved Star Wars for a little bit, or Jon Favreau's the Jesus of Star Wars. It's weird.
Andor is just kind of its own thing, isn't it? It's just
Yeah, it's. I think it's good. I think it's a good. It's a good show.
oh, Joe was at Disney Studios. I totally forgot.
Yeah,
I
and he
think
said he was blown away by the Falcon. I would be too, but I don't think I could ever go.
see if I went to something like that, yeah, I would only want to see the original trilogy stuff. I would have no interest whatsoever in
I don't think I
the
could pay
Disney
the
theme.
money.
Well,
I mean, unless it's for my kids, I guess.
Disney theme parks are pretty
I
crazy
can't.
where that goes.
I
That's why
can't
a lot of
shell
people that
my.
go are older because you need to save up all that money.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's another thing is I can't completely shell my beliefs onto my children, right? Because I can't be like, well, you can't have fun because I don't believe in corporate bigwigging or
Yeah, it's like
the bullshit that's going on in today's
you want
world. Like,
Moana 2, you're getting Moana 2.
yeah, you want to go to
Double
Disney
Moana
World? Let's
2
go to
on
Disney
you.
World. Dad never went to Disney World. Let's go to Disney World.
Sure.
But the big thing here is the fact that like I've wanted. I think I would take that advantage and be like, all right, we're going to Star Wars Land, and like
Yeah.
I would be very excited,
I'll be in the cantina drowning my sorrows.
but then I would hate myself because of all the shelling,
Yeah.
because of how much everything costs.
Yeah. Like I'm putting this money directly into the Kathleen Kennedy's greedy clutches.
I had to wait like half a day to get on
Hmm.
the Millennium Falcon ride.
Well, I mean, I've gone on eBay and gotten like prop guns and stuff that people have brought back from
Yeah,
places like that, and it's like, I mean, they're beat up
well, they're
and
so expensive.
yeah, but it's like buying it there would be like ridiculous. I got a good
It's
deal.
ridiculous. It's to me it's just expendable income at that point.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I could totally take that as like I'll just take advantage of that and use it for my own means
See, he
a little
did.
bit.
His daughter paid for him and his grandson to go. They were down in Florida
Oh,
for vacation. It was a short 3 hour drive. We'll see. It sounds like that'd be the best way to do it.
I hope you had fun.
Yeah,
That's
it
what
looked
I'm gonna
like it.
say. I'm not putting anybody down. Like
Yep.
I uh I don't I don't want to promote Disney any more than they already do. Like
Listen, Joe, you build that thing in your garage, and that makes you a Jedi. You don't have to
it was booked.
let
You
Disney.
mean they had appointments to build your lightsaber?
It's unfair.
Yeah, that's
It's
very, very
outrageous.
unfair.
They're holding you back. They're jealous.
You remember when they had that little training academy when like Disney wasn't completely like
I
they
saw
were
the
still like
videos.
corporate
Yeah, you have to
like crazies, but like
slash the lights,
did the
stormtroopers.
it, it was the kids. You could take your
And there was
kids to that little thing and
and
then
there was
they'd fight Darth Vader.
that one kid, like Darth Vader comes out and like the kid like kneels to him and they're like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, yeah.
Like yeah, swore loyalty to the Sith. It's like, "No, you're supposed to fight him." The Jedi Academy. You know,
Yeah, but and that's what I'm saying is like
they're
it's
pulling
all theme park oriented.
I would have
They
loved to
keep everything short.
Pull Excalibur out of the stone.
It,
Like they had some mechanism where it's like only certain people could pull it out, other people like it was impossible until like some really buff guy apparently like broke the thing, like ripped it out of the.
you know what you do, Joe, is you go to theorysabers.com
Oh yeah.
Or no, you go to any other saber builder. You don't have to do his thing, but I guess he does build quality stuff. And
He advertises it
but
all
you
the
go to
time.
his thing.
Yeah.
You can go to there was Ultra Sabers. I think Ultra Sabers is what I went through, and you you customize your own there for half the price,
I've seen
or you
some
can get a
high
better
quality.
quality hilt
Yeah, it's got the metal hilt
for
and then it's got the big
for the
like
same price
beam
as
and
that toy bullshit.
yeah. Just because it's not the official branded one.
Well, it's like buying no, it doesn't. No, that's not. That doesn't matter to me. It's you can also get different characters of any kind. Like they have the Kyle Katarn hilts now and like stuff like that.
Hogan
You
Qatar.
can get you can get your own customized hilts.
You can't get
You can
Reva's
get
lightsaber
actual
though.
like you get actual stunt sabers that are
Awesome.
meant for combat. Like
Yeah.
like in
You
case
would
you
have
want to be that type of guy.
you would have done it for your daughter. Yeah. Well, I never did anything that cool, but what I did do is I found so my brother-in-law was at a like a secondhand store and he found one of those Graflex camera accessories that actually holds the flash bulb, which was the original thing that they made the original prop out of, and gave that
Hmm.
to me. And I was like, holy crap! I thought they were out of these things, and so that's like a treasured possession. Um, because I found one for him, and he found one for me like years later, like different ones, so they're like unique looking. So I've got a real lightsaber, and he's got a real lightsaber.
In 15 years, your daughters are coming back home and they're going to tell you The Last Jedi is a great movie. I watched with my boyfriend. I really like the character of Luke. He is such a grumpy.
As long as they don't say Rose Tico and start writing fan fiction.
I feel like that's bait.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
because
feel like you're baiting.
he used to be the boyfriend. You know, he's got the leather jacket. He rides the
You
motorcycle.
know,
Got the
you
cigarettes
know
rolled
that
up in the sleeve.
you know that meme. What's his face from Venom? I can't remember what movie that's from. It says Monster Hunter or something, where he's like he's pointing up. He goes, "That's bait."
That's like
I feel
testing.
like I feel like that's what that is.
Yep. When that
No, I
happens,
mean
when that happens,
probably.
you've got to have that. You've got to have that water bottle full of green milk in the back of the fridge. It's been sitting there all this time, and that's the time that you get it out and you just take a squirt of it,
I'm gonna put it in a bladder. I'm gonna
and it
put it in
like
a bladder by
it
my boob,
drips.
and I'm just gonna squirt it out.
It
And
just
I'm gonna
it drips down
drink
your
it.
beard, and you just gotta like act like you just took a shot of whiskey. Like, ah, yeah, that's the
Yep.
stuff, and that will make the scene complete. Chico is the best. I want to be like him.
Bohemyus is baiting me. That is totally bait. That's bait.
Just get your hair cut like that. No, silly. That's how we win the wars by saving the people we love, not hurting the ones we
Bait.
hate.
Yep.
Really awkward kiss.
But yeah. So as far as we go for Star Wars news, just to keep it back to where we're at. By the way, if my daughter says that, well, I guess I've lost. I am lost.
You have lost, my lord.
Um, they're doing a webtoon. They have a 9,000 piece Lego Death Star. Congratulations. They're celebrating the Vader Immortal Studio that celebrates its decade-long run, which is wonderful.
Wow.
The Acolyte Crystal Crown. What? Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
The cringe.
Oh, Ian McGregor did not say he's in Ahsoka season 2.
He did not say it. He's in it. He did not say he's not in it
I guess he
either.
made a misunderstanding. So,
Hmm.
saying that he might have appeared in that, but
I may or may not appeared in it.
I guess his wife is in Ahsoka.
Hmm. Okay.
I've never bothered to know who he's with. So,
Mrs. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
oh, his I think his McGregor said the following in a tweet. He said, "We begin shooting season 2 Ahsoka." Wait, was I supposed to say that? So people thought he was going to be in it,
Oh,
which is so great because then people freak out and they're like, "Oh, how is Kenobi going to be in that?"
well, he could be playing a totally different character. He's a time traveler. Oh yes,
That's
I
so
remember.
gross. That would be so gross. Don't ever be in Ahsoka. Kenobi's thing is done. We're done with that. Take a break and do your thing. Do other things.
Well, because he would be a Force ghost, right? Because it's taking place so much later.
Uh,
He's having a vision of the future. He's a time traveler in the world between the worlds. Mm. We
Star
got
Wars Starfighter rumors. Matt Smith's villain character is a general.
Bohemyus.
Wonderful.
Totally
So
love
Matt Smith's
Bohemyus.
going to be in Star Wars now.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Wait, so
So just
Doctor
more.
Who Star Wars crossover confirmed.
Matt Smith is like in everything now,
It's true.
like everything bad recently. So maybe he'll get a good one.
He needs a win.
Um,
Needs a win.
they're trying to get Ryan Gosling officially cast in Sean Levy's standalone film Star Wars Starfighter. So we're gonna get Ryan Gosling, which is kind of cool. Yes, not really a lot, just more weird nonsense. So we'll have Ryan Gosling and Matt Smith for Star Wars Starfighter. I love the Holdo maneuver. She is totally the hero. Gross. Why you keep saying gross things, Bohemius? Are you ill? Do I need to help you out?
I think he wants to fight you, bro. And a steel cage.
Yeah, but I guess they got more insider
Wait,
stuff. Oh,
Kristen
the
Wiig.
art of Star Wars Outlaws. Yeah, they're just kind of doubling down on their gross
Kristen
narrative,
Wiig is Roboto.
predicting the future.
Dang.
Oh, yeah, like I said, this is why I've kind of just like left it, right? I haven't really like done anything
Star Wars will be
because
so bad that we'll look back fondly on the Acolyte.
no, it's just bad that I've kind of just given up.
It is.
Like,
It used to be such a source of
I
joy.
this year, this right here is all I need.
We just need to have an
It's
intervention. Just
it's
sit down and just like feed you like classic trilogy stuff until
it's
you're well
it's
again.
there's enough Star Wars out there and still enough of the classic stuff that I don't need any of the new nonsense.
Hmm.
And it kind of just feels like that lull between the late 80s and early 90s where Star Wars was for like really like for nerds and it's kind of like an unpopular thing, but it was a popular thing.
Hmm.
And that's kind of just how it feels for me right now.
Just a trickle of toys
It's
coming
like
out and occasional
yeah, just
video
a
game,
little bit of cool stuff that comes out every now and then
comic.
that's in books or in toys and stuff like that. And then you just kind of like that, and then you crawl into bed and you think about, oh man, I would really like it if there were like new movies that came out, and it'll never happen.
Yep.
You just everything is just non-existent. And like I bet you there's some like Disney adult that's sitting there going, "Oh, what a horrible existence to lead." And then you know what? I think at that Disney adult, and I say, "Man, what a horrible existence you live." Because ignorance is bliss, man.
Yeah. Well,
It's awful to accept your fate.
I've seen some mediocre movies. They were like part of a series, and then people were like, "Oh man, this is crap." I'm like, "Ah, it wasn't so bad." And then I go back and I watch the previous one to see what all the fuss is about, and I go, "Oh, now I see. Now I get it." So Joe's got a comment here. He says, "My grandson's 17 and grew up with the sequels, and even he says they're bad sci-fi and even worse Star Wars. But he still loves those damn porgs and the beach ball droids."
Bohemius, I'm starting to feel worried. Are you okay?
I love Acolyte. They're such unpredictable characters. This is good writing. Doesn't even feel random.
Do you need a wellness check?
He's been taken over by an AI.
I
Well,
feel like we have a bot in chat.
Bohemius, you've been hacked. Your account's been hacked. Well, he's still antagonizing you though, so he might still be in there somewhere. We can only hope.
Unpredictable characters. Yeah, unpredictably bad.
Well, people were talking about the reviews, like they would say like kind of the same things, like in the little snippets. It always say
Which
kind of
one was your favorite, Bohemius? Was it the Jedi with bowel issues?
the male pattern baldness Jedi. Yeah.
Was it the Matrix one that died within the first 5 minutes?
Oh man, that was like the only thing that anybody was
Trinity
into.
Jedi.
Yeah, it's like, oh, she's gonna be so cool. Well, they did bring her back in a flashback, to be fair, but still, it's just like, what? I mean, it's one thing to be shocking like that, but it's like, oh, an established star, she's gonna be really cool, and then nope, she's gone. She sucks.
Gone.
And she was like in the interview, she's like, "Oh, I'm so happy to be doing this, so my kids can see it, and it's gonna be so great." Just like, oh man, they
I know,
screwed you.
Bohemius.
They screwed
I'm
you.
also giving you crap. Look, man, my kids have no. Well, I take that back. I don't know about my sons yet, but my daughters, as far as it goes, they have no interest in Star Wars. And as far as it's going with Star Wars as it is, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So
George Lucas went on to make many successful films about wheat, corn, oats, farming.
they had like this off-brand Star Wars thing on like one of their tablets. It was like because they don't have the official app on the tablet. It was like this weird nonsense thing. And my daughter walked up and said, "Hey, look, I'm playing the game that you like." And I was like, "Great, good stuff." And like sometimes they'll watch me play like my Star Wars games every now and then. My oldest was playing Jedi Knight a couple years back, and she got sad because the game was too hard. But
See,
at least she tried it. She got
that
like
learning curve, yeah.
the artist mime, and like
Oh man, that's a
I was
hard
just
one.
proud. I was just proud of her for getting that far,
See, she
and
evolved
that
like a
was several
velocity.
deaths later, and with help from me.
Yep.
So
Every game was Dark Souls for us. We
yeah,
persevered.
so I gave her the cheats, and I let her play a little bit more,
It's so much fun with the
and
cheats.
then she got to Nar Shaddaa, and then gave up, which is usually where most kids give up.
Yeah. Let's see. When do you get the lightsaber?
You get it in the Jedi Temple, and then your next stage is Nar Shaddaa. It's literally when you start to feel powerful, and then the game amps like 10 times in
Like you better
difficulty
be
because
you
they give
better
you
be
Nar
ready.
Shaddaa,
Yeah.
and they got Rhodians that are throwing thermal detonators at you.
Oh
You're
yeah, and
getting
it's
shot with the fucking
sniping you.
disruptor rifle.
Hey, turn the
Yeah,
corner.
it's you can't fucking breathe,
Well, on
and then
easy
you're
you
also
can
walking on catwalks and shit all the time. Like,
on easy you would auto dodge some of those shots, so you have like half a chance. But on the higher difficulties, no, you just
nope.
you're screwed.
You just you use force speed, I think, and doesn't that help you with the
Yeah,
dodging?
because it slows them down, and you can move normal speed, so you can hopefully
Yeah.
get out of sight before they
So
can
you just have to time it
lock
right.
onto you.
So, but yeah, no real Star Wars news yet, except for Starfighter. If you're interested in Starfighter, there's going to be at least a decent cast. I don't mind Matt Smith, so I just think he gets cast in like really crappy movies.
Poor guy.
He was in
He's better
what
agent.
was it? What, what was that shitty vampire movie?
There've been a lot of them.
No, the Disney one. The Morbius. It was Morbius. The Morbidding.
it's Morbin
He was in
time.
that. Yeah,
They need to bring
he
that back to
morbed.
theaters. Yeah. Oh wait, they already did that.
Oh my god, I'm morbing.
Is that
It's
Mr.
Red Letter
Blanket?
Media.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
yeah.
morbing all over Star Wars. I can't stop morbing.
Oh, oh
Oh.
no. Yeah. So yeah, you got that, and then he was in Terminator Genesis.
Man, that was and and,
He had like
and apparently
5 minutes of screen time in
that wasn't
Terminator
even
Genesis.
the low point of the series. Apparently, Dark Fate was so bad they lost
I don't
everybody.
know because I feel like it had mixed reviews. I knew people that liked Dark Fate, and I didn't mind Dark
Really?
Fate actually.
Wow. Okay, you and I are done professionally. No, I never saw it.
I
So
know you said that about the Last Jedi too.
yeah,
And just let you know, Bohemius, there was at least one point in time I still have the shirt where I didn't mind that movie.
that's a cool shirt. It's got the red and the black. It's too bad it can't be promoting a better movie.
Like I remember when me and Kurgan we actually had we first didn't first meet. It was like when we were first got into talking about Star Wars, like really got into it.
Yeah.
And Disney hadn't completely ruined everything that I
Yep.
loved. And I was trying to give him a chance.
Yep.
And I was like, it was before Rise of Skywalker, I think. And I was like, these are my movies in order of how I liked them. And I was like, The Last Jedi was okay.
Pretty okay.
I didn't care. I didn't mind it. I didn't hate it. There were just things I didn't like about it. But now I can't sit through the sequels barely at all. I think I can get through The Force Awakens. But that's about it.
So it kind of just was it a delayed reaction for you, or was it just cumulative? Like the damage just built up until you couldn't.
It's just I just took too much damage.
Yeah.
Because Disney does what Disney does. They ruin shit.
Yeah.
But they don't care because they make the money.
Yeah. Watto. But the fans doesn't work on me. Only money.
So, with that, because it's 10:41, unfortunately, I have to bow out.
I just need to sit down
before the Power Hour.
Force myself to watch Return of the Jedi, and I'll be right as rain.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But that's also another thing that kills me with Star Wars is you're gonna get fatigued watching all that shit.
I was this close to playing the Star Wars RPG at Gen Con. But the problem was it was taking place at the same time as the Saturday tournament. We thought we were going to get eliminated and then we'd have like all this extra time to do stuff. But instead the tournament just went all day, which was fine. We got our money's worth, but it was called Sparks, and it was the Star Wars RPG. They just couldn't call it the Star Wars RPG anymore because I guess it was the old the D20 Star Wars. And so, but it was called Sparks, and it was this campaign that had been going, I guess, since the 2000s. Or maybe even the late 90s, whenever that one came out. It was the one that had the it was like the Phantom Menace on the cover. Do you know what I'm talking about? And then they had one,
so.
And it was like Attack of the Clones. But then they never did an episode 3 one because it got sold to the new system. Yeah. Because it was West End Games and then it was Wizards of the Coast. And whoever does it now.
Bullshit company. Insert bullshit company here.
The only Star Wars RPG is the one by West End Games. Well, I didn't realize that there was a Star Wars miniatures game first, before all this stuff, like way back in the day. So the new miniatures game is kind of a return to form. But yeah, the one everybody remembers is the West End Games, the D6. And I have one of the vintage books there. Well, I've got 4 of them now. So I've got the original one. I've got the Rebel supplement, the Imperial supplement, and then like the trilogy one. So it has like the stats for all the official ships and named characters in the movies. Yeah.
So real quick before I go any further and I continue talking, and we go on for 3 or 4 hours. I gotta go to bed. I got work.
Okay.
At 4 o'clock in the morning.
You get some rest.
I'm sorry I had to bow out early.
Oh.
But
we'll fill the time. It won't be the same without you, but we got HeroQuest to talk about, so we'll be all right.
But yes, I will. I'll still keep my stuff on for the Power Hour. I'm just gonna be laying down because I gotta get some sleep before I head back to Nebraska tomorrow. So.
All right. Well, safe travels.
But I appreciate everybody for tuning in and still sticking with you. And once again, I apologize for having to bow out early. Have a good night, everybody.
Yep. Listen to the.
It's a pleasure chatting with everybody here
Outlaws
tonight.
Soundtrack as you fall asleep. Tumbleweeds blowing by.
Throw away a fortune here. Don't be a fool, Marshal.
Totally.
But Anyway, have a good night, Kurgan. Have a good night, guys.
Yep.
I'll talk to you later. See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Check him out on TheStrangeBus on YouTube and twitch.tv/TheStrangeBus.
Mostly on YouTube, although I might be doing readings.
Oh yeah,
I'm really considering
that
that.
Star
So
Wars chronology. Remember to break it up with commentary so you don't get busted for audio jungle, textual jungle, whatever they call it.
yeah, I suppose I don't think I'll get
What do you?
caught with it. I did a lot of it back in the
Well,
day. But
I mean, supposedly, yeah, when the pandemic first started, those teachers like they were reading entire books to kids and like showing all the pictures, and they got like flagged. I think they have backed off
um,
because people were just like, "What the hell? You're going after people for that?" But I mean, when we did our Choose Your Own Adventure readings, like, okay, we're fine because it's always different, and we're doing the voices and doing commentary and jokes in between, so it's fine. It's transformative.
all right. Well, I'll see you later, guys.
All right, have a good one.
Have a good night.
Redcast. More to come. All right, so that was Strange Bus, and now you're trapped in here with me. So what I'd like to talk about now is a little bit of HeroQuest. So thanks, guys. I think it's down to you, Bohemyus and Joe. So what we've got is a little something from the first edition of HeroQuest, the Arena. So I've been talking about this Arena mode that people have unlocked on twitch.tv/HeroQuestFans, where I'm from. Check it out on Twitch, and of course, XSC3, home of HeroQuest fans, for the replays on YouTube. Well, anyway, August 22nd, starting 2:15 p.m., although I did put 2 p.m., so maybe we'll start get going, get everybody up to speed until whenever, and then August 23rd, 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll be playing this arena mode. And in the past, what we've done is we've played the Against the Ogre Horde arena mode with the activation tokens and all that stuff. And we've also played some homebrew rules that I was working on with like a wrestling arena. I think this time we're going to do something a little different. So this is my plan, and it's clearly inspired by the first edition of HeroQuest. Imagine you've got an arena. Now, in the original version of the game, what you would have done, this is just the PDF of the booklet. I have the actual booklet. It's more convenient to show this. But you've got the arena, and they put you in the center room on the HeroQuest board. And they put 5 goblins out, and all the heroes, and everybody fights to the death. Like player versus player action. Because if you remember, in the European versions of the game, heroes could attack each other. You could do damage, you could cast spells against each other. You didn't have death saves, so you had to, use your healing before you died. You could, take the stuff after somebody got killed, all that stuff. But the idea was it was the way of the warrior first. So you get the 5 goblins and the 4 heroes. Everybody fights. No spells were allowed. After you got used to that, got used to the combat, then you do it again, but you could use spells. So that was the way of the wizard. And there's also the way of the scout, but I don't think that was in the arena. But anyway, back when Against the Ogre Horde was being remade, Babylon Hill, we were all wondering, is this going to be part of it? Well, I have this idea. So I'm going to have, and you'll see it on Friday, unless I get sick, which I don't think I will. I was around some people that were sick, and we were singing karaoke, and I was like, oh man, hope I don't get sick. But so far, so good. Anyway, my idea is I've got a blown up version of the Caverns board from First Light. So I'm going to have that out, and that's got a version of the arena in it. And I'm going to put the tiles out from Against the Ogre Horde with the arena, so it's like a double arena. And I have some extra tiles that I put out that are like walls, but they look like the steel cages from wrestling. So my idea is war games. So they had the Dusty Rhodes creation called War Games, where they had 2 wrestling rings next to each other, surrounded by a steel cage, surrounded by the chain link fence. And there were different rules for it, but my idea is I'm also going to use another idea from this version of HeroQuest, where to choose your heroes, you roll off. So we get a bunch of players. It could be even like 8 people. It could be any number of people in theory. And Zargon's just going to have 5 goblins, so it's not a big deal. He's just kind of more like a bystander. But let's say I get the highest roll. So I get to pick from the roster of heroes, and I can just choose my character. Basic stats, and then the next person will roll, and they get to pick a hero. And so we just keep on going until everybody's gotten somebody. Now, if we have a limited number of people, well, somebody will have to be Zargon. But yeah, one for every hero available. Pretty much, yeah. So the Barbarian, Elf, Dwarf, Wizard, Bard, Druid, Warlock, Monk, Knight, Berserker, Explorer. I guess we could do like, I was thinking like you could do like AI, not AI, but I mean like NPC, like the heroes that aren't chosen would be controlled by Zargon, but that might be an unfair advantage because if I'm Zargon, I might have like 4 or 5 heroes if only a few people show up. So, but we'll come up with something. And so after everyone's chosen their characters, then we'll roll to see like turn order, like for each round. So whoever gets the highest roll goes first, second, third, fourth. If there's a tie, you re-roll and just go like that. And it's just going to be just you can use all your stuff. So you can use your spells, you can fight. You won't have any potions at first, but I guess if the audience buys stuff for you, it'll be real experimental. It'll be really interesting. So it might be a little bit tighter on Saturday. Friday it'll be just crazy. But I think it'll be a little more fair than here because here it's just the order in which you're sitting at the table. So to the left of the evil wizard player, to the left of Morcar. Yeah, it's not even Zargon in this one, it's Morcar. So Morcar's arena, something like that. But yeah, you just fight to the death and then we start another round and we do it all again. So, but I was thinking, well, we could put some treasure chests in there. And maybe if you use an action to open the treasure chest, you can just get a random thing. Like it could be a random potion, random equipment, random artifact. But yeah, it'll be tough. And I was thinking of other stuff too, like you roll to move, of course. But if you get a really crappy roll, you could use your action to just do another movement roll, just to add on to whatever you've got. But there isn't going to be far to go. You could climb the cage, use an action to climb the cage, roll 2 combat dice as like a diving attack, like you're going to dive off on top of somebody. They roll 1 combat die, basically to dodge it. If it's a skull, they dodge it. If not, I guess a skull they would get hit. If it's anything else, they dodge it. But if they dodge it, you take the damage from the 2 dice that you just rolled. If they don't dodge it, then they take the damage. So I was just thinking of something like that. You can also just use the cage as a way to climb between like one ring to the next, because you'd have one in between. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll be fun. But those arena battles can be pretty quick, and so that's why they have like wave after wave of fight with them to kind of make it feel like it's the length of a quest. But I think we could easily fill up 2 hours with it. But it'll just be the straight combat, so you won't have to worry about, well, did I roll enough dice to do all this sort of thing? So it'll be interesting to see how it is. Now, if we use rules similar to the first edition, those spells are going to be different. So Genie can hit anybody on the board. Fire of Wrath can hit anybody on the board. Rock Skin would be 2 dice. What are some other differences? I'm forgetting. Well, Courage would just be a single attack, so that's not very powerful. I don't know. I mean, the short sword could attack diagonally. Maybe it's better if we just leave it with the North American rules. I don't know. What do you guys think? Anybody? Would the wizard have more of a disadvantage if he was using the old spells versus the new? Because the second edition spells are much stronger. Courage lasts and lasts and lasts until you can no longer see an enemy. Yeah, I'll have to think about that a little bit. But it's going to confuse the heck out of people. So maybe for now, we'll just do the North American spells. So like everything will be like the North American rules. We could even have the death saves in there too, which just means, the elf and the wizard are going to get their death save. The bard would get a death save. Oh, but he would heal other people when he did his, even though he didn't mean to. Like he would heal his enemies. Well, that's the thing. We would have two teams, so it's not necessarily. Yeah, that's the thing. Because I'm going with the war games concept. It's not all against all necessarily. It's like one team versus another. So you getting chosen for a team would also be random, right? You couldn't just say, "Oh yeah, I'm just going to put the barbarian and the dwarf and the knight on one side, and the warlock and the wizard and the rogue on the other." It's like no, it would be random. So if your team wins, you win, rather than all versus all. Short sword doesn't attack diagonally; the spear does. Well, but Bohemyus, what I'm saying is, in the very first edition, it's true. The short sword was just 2 dice. That's it. But in some later printings of the first edition and in the second edition, the short sword attacked diagonally. At least in the English version, because there was no long sword. The only difference with the spear was that you could throw the spear. Of course, you lost it when you threw it, which is a pretty expensive thing to throw. And despite all the homebrews, I mean, there was nothing about the spear being two-handed, so you could use it with a shield. So yeah, it was more expensive. Or was it the same price? I'm forgetting. Because I want to say the short sword was 150, but you started with it. Whereas the spear, you had to buy it or find it. Like a gladiator. Yeah, exactly. Maybe we'll just start out basic. I think if we did another of these arena challenges, I'm not going to make it 100,000 gold because that took forever. I mean, you guys really worked hard for it. You really did. But basically, all of our players who were either hero players, so they had lots of gold saved up, or people who just lurked who came to every stream, and lurked and built stuff up, or who subbed a lot, I guess, because you'd get a lot of gold that way. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. It'll be a change of pace. It'll be more of the combat. But yeah, the things we'll be taking from the first edition, we'll be taking the concept of the arena, but we're putting it in the bigger fighting area of the arena, from Against the Ogre Horde and First Light. And we'll be using the roll-off idea from the first edition and the player versus player combat from the first edition. But we'll keep the combat rules, the equipment, the spells from just the modern HeroQuest. But I'll explain all that to the people that come in. And since we'll be using basic level heroes, it doesn't matter. It's not like you have to worry that your character dies and then you lose everything that you've worked on. The Jungles of Delthrak and Against the Ogre Horde campaigns won't be affected by this at all. Jacer has to have the biggest bank for as much he has played and not spent any gold. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think. I'm not sure exactly where I can see people who have done contributions to the community challenge. It's so long ago. I mean, it's in that sense, it's been pushed off the screen. I can't see who did it. I have to like watch the streams to see who contributed. But I know a lot of you guys did. But yeah, Jacer may have a ton of gold, so maybe he can do the next one all on his own. But yeah, 100,000 was a little too much. Maybe 10,000 would do it. Because yeah, anybody that's new here, the gold coins. So anybody who's an affiliate or above on Twitch, you can have like channel points that build up as you just listen to the stream. Like if you follow, you get a bunch more. I think you get 300. And if you subscribe, you get a multiplier. So it's not like pay to play, but if you do pay, you get more. So I'm just saying you could if you wanted to, not required. Appreciate it if you do, but you're not required. But yeah, just following gets you a lot. And then yeah, if you show up every week, you're going to have a lot within a few months for sure. Of course, I always say, I mean, if you've got Amazon Prime already and you've got your Prime Gaming subscription, you can contribute that to a worthy Twitch streamer. And if you decide to choose us, HeroQuest fans, We appreciate that. Of course, this is the Rantcast. We're not affiliates here. But I mean, StrangeBus, he was an affiliate. I'm an affiliate on HeroQuest Fans. So yeah. So yeah, we'll do those arena battles. We'll see how it goes. If people like it, maybe we'll do it again. If people don't like it, I mean, hey, at least we tried it. Because I've always wanted to try something like that. Now, I definitely do want to try the European rules, but we'll probably have to ease into that. Just like when we play the Japanese stuff, we'll have to ease into that because we'll be tempted to just default to our memories of how you play the game, with the modern rules. Yep. I mean, certain things are definitely very different. Like when you search for stuff, you're searching for secret doors and traps at the same time. You can remove pit traps or fallen block traps after they happen. Like you can disarm them. And if you fail to disarm it, you lose a body point, but the trap still gets removed. Stuff like that. You can attack each other. Spells work differently. Some of them are stronger. A lot of them are weaker. You can search for treasure in corridors in the first edition. You've got the maze instead of the trial, and that's a competitive quest. That might be fun to play, the maze. I mean, I think your only opponents are orcs, and you're basically just the rooms are pretty much empty. You're just looking for the stairway to get out of there first, so you can collect the gold, collect the reward. Everybody starts in a different quadrant, but that's a 4-hero quest. I think the arena battle is something that like people wanted to see. I mean, even in like when the Against the Ogre Horde came out, it was like, okay, it's heroes versus monsters or monsters versus monsters. First Light, same way, monsters versus monsters, but there's no hero versus hero. The only hero versus hero stuff you ever get in HeroQuest officially are the when somebody gets command or dominate cast upon them or turns into a werewolf. But I guess here, technically, if people skipped this, I mean, it's not one of the official quests, but this arena, you're supposed to fight each other to the death. One versus one versus one versus one versus one versus Zargon or Morcar. So 5 goblins, all heroes, fight to the death, at least twice. The maze is coming to Wizards of Morcar, I believe. That would be cool. That would be a nice nod to the past. And Bohemyus, if they put the mercenaries in there, whether they're cardboard or plastic or whatever they are, the Dark Company would be a perfect thing to add to Wizards of Morcar because it's just a poster. It's just 4 quest pages and some notes. Because you've already got the Dark Warriors, the red mercenaries. It only uses regular game assets. So yeah, and you could tweak it so you're not like running into like multiple pieces of furniture that you don't have. Because there's no rule about what you're supposed to do when you run out of furniture. Only when you run out of monsters. Substitute a piece of furniture of similar strength. Wizards versus Wizards, 3 trial quests. Yeah. Well, what if it was some sort of civil war within the Dread ranks? Maybe you've got Groshok's daughter. See, I keep thinking of all these like plot lines they could use. We have no proof whatsoever that it's this way, but what if Groshok's daughter is like a good guy? Like what if she turns from her father's wishes and helps the heroes out? Or what if he's the one who has second thoughts? He's gone rogue and she's the one that's loyal to the evil forces. Or is it just an excuse to have? I mean, it could be just an excuse to have like a female orc sorcerer figure or character. But I mean, Cassandra never got a special figure. She was just the generic Chaos Warlock or Dread Sorcerer. But I mean, it's like, oh, there's all these lich-like, quasi undead figures following the Witch Lord around, and one of them happens to be female. And she can open doors. That was the thing I forgot. There's a couple of monsters who can open doors back in the day, and Cassandra is one of them. Wizards pitted to become Zargon's chosen. Well, yeah, Bohemius. What an idea. That sounds like something Doug Hopkins would have cooked up in his Wizards studio. Bad guys, doing tryouts. Don't take too long. See, it's even got the Joker voice. The Goblin has been defeated. Batman. Yeah, yeah. You could definitely act out a part of the bad guy storyline, because in First Light you did that. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't played it. There's a couple of scenes where you take over the hero players control bad guys who are fighting other bad guys. And when the battle's over, then you go back into the rest of the quest. Now there's also like good monsters, just like there are in Spirit Queen's Torment. You know, you've got good orcs and you've got good skeletons. Of course, I guess in Mage of the Mirror you could take control of skeletons temporarily with the Bone Wand. So you've had monster allies before, not just the raptors and the wolves and saber fangs and ogre mercenaries. But see, that's the sort of thing as a kid I would have loved. It's like, yeah, I want to be the hero fighting the monsters, but once in a while, I want one of the monsters to be like my pet or my sidekick or my buddy or something. You know, it'd be cool to play as a monster. Even, I mean, if you're Zargon, you have nothing but monsters to play as. That's great. But I mean, like a heroic monster. So yeah, could be cool. Well, guys, I don't have a whole lot else other than that. I mean, in the world of HeroQuest, we're just waiting. We're watching. I've contacted my two friendly local game shops and asked them to participate in the Avalon Hill game nights. And the only thing they could tell me is, well, the manager isn't here, but I'll pass that along. I'll let him know that's what you want. And I said, hey, I'm willing to volunteer. Oh, we could always use that. But I mean, you know, until they have an actual schedule, I don't even know what it's going to be. I mean, it might be like on some day when I'm working and I can't do it. But man, that'd be cool. I could put my beard and uh, hair and cape on and go in there with my HeroQuest shirt on and play some HeroQuest and walk away with some swag. Because supposedly they'll be giving out more of the stuff we saw at Gen Con. So more of those, I suppose, more of those GM screens, more of the Joe Manganiello, um, Bard flyers and quests. So I guess we'd be playing Dread on the Horizon. That's a pretty easy quest. I think if it were me, I'd be like, okay, we'll do this, but then we're going to play something else. We're going to play the trial. We're going to play Quest 1, something else. It's going to be a new game mode called the Trials. This is your speculation, Bohemyus? I like your speculation. So it could be like seeing the bad guys and how they're testing their strengths. I'll have to check when I go to my FLGS tomorrow, says Joe. For Blood Bowl, I'm willing to run some HeroQuest. Heck yeah, man. So I've said it before. Sika Shem, he did this. So last year they had the WPNs, the Wizard Play Networks. So all these local game shops that feature Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons, you know, all the Wizards of the Coast stuff. They are supposed to be able to get media kits and do these promotional nights where they give you free stuff and you can promote HeroQuest, you know, a fan thing. And yeah, it's corporate and yeah, it's Wizards of the Coast, but I mean, it's free publicity for HeroQuest, so why not? And the people I talked to, well, let's see, Michael himself, so not just any people, but Michael himself at Avalon Hill said this year it's supposed to be more open. So it's definitely not just premier stores like in the big metropolitan areas, you know, the coastal cities or whatever. So if you've got a WPN store in your area, give them a call. There's that website. It's the WPN locator. Sikashem is always linking it in the HeroQuest fans Discord. Yeah, find your store, give them a call, politely ask them, volunteer. Did you see my theory about the new Avalon Hill logo? Yeah, Bohemius. So Bohemius, I know what you're talking about. So in the picture, it shows a tower. And at the end of Crypt of Perpetual Darkness, they talk about a tower, a dark tower. And in Wizards of Morcar, well, obviously, there's the tower. The image from Warhammer Fantasy, they show the guy walking up to the tower. You think of wizards in towers. You know, Morcar's got a tower. So that's what you're talking about, right? If they're willing, I'm definitely ordering an neoprene mat to save my board from wear and tear. And I'm going to have to print out my own 3D board like Ribby's. Well, there is, that's an interesting point. Bohemyus, we'll get to your logo in a second. That's a good one. We should definitely look at that. But I'm just thinking, if you're going to promote HeroQuest and you walk in there and you've got a 3D board, you've got custom dice, and you've got, proxied figures, and you've got a custom quest. Yeah, it's still HeroQuest to us, but to them, is it even HeroQuest anymore? Like, they're going to be like, well, aren't you going to promote like this set that we're selling? Like, they're going to want you to use the box off the shelf. So I think probably what you should do is you use what they've got, but then mix in some of your other stuff if you want. You say, oh yeah, you've got the white dice, but I've also got these, translucent purple dice that I'm using, or something like that. Just to show them, hey, there's other stuff out there. Oh, where'd you get those dice? Well, you can find them online. There's bootleg or whatever, or yeah, but just to show, hey, there's other stuff out there. There's fan made stuff. But I mean, obviously, they want you to buy the game system, First Light, Crypt of Perpetual Darkness. They want you to buy the fan roll dice and all that stuff. But I mean, I think Sik Hashem, he had like the custom like card holder, and he had the little dials and the little wooden dice rolling box and all that stuff. Just use whatever might be supplied. But yeah, I mean, I'm tempted to go in there and be like, yeah, let's make this a little more interesting and get out the Evil Wizard deck, or have a custom hero. I mean, even for Gen Con, I brought, the official heroes with me. I brought the Rogue and the Monk, and I played those, even though they weren't part of the setup. It's like, it's part of the game. People can still buy this. Well, the Rogue is a little harder to find. Yeah, you totally could. But I think you should definitely, like, if you've got a HeroQuest fans shirt, definitely wear that. So let's get Bohemius's picture. Doug says the Rogues are still out there. Yeah, he did say that. So you don't, and he's not talking about the scalped copies. So yeah, I'm just thinking they need to do another print run, and why aren't they? If they're not doing it, like how do they know that another one needs to be done? Like, is it based on us calling stores and saying, hey, where's the Rogue? Oh, we can order it for you. Oh, I'm sorry, it's out of stock, but we'll call you. Like how does the company know that they need to do another print run versus something else? Yeah, represent. You're not just representing me, you're representing the whole community when you do that, I think. And hey, maybe it'll inspire somebody. Like, somebody will be like, oh man, I want to get one of those shirts. Or they might be like, hey, that's a cool shirt, but I can do a little bit better. And then they'll make a cool shirt and we'll see that. And then I'll be tempted to go, oh man, I need to make an even better shirt. Distributors telling they're running low. So I guess we could just imagine then, if that's the case, then maybe the Rogue was selling slowly and they weren't getting tons of people saying, hey, I need this, we need to order more. I don't get that, because I feel like the Rogue sold out quickly and it wasn't restocked. Like, it just disappeared. So how does that work? Was it just like one person buying all the Rogues? Like, I don't understand. Like, maybe there's something I'm missing in this picture. I just see it as the Monk comes out, the stock gets bought out. So then they replace it. And then it gets bought out and they replace it. The Rogue, they put it out, it gets bought out, and then it just stops. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I can still get it in the UK, and then that stops. And then it's like, okay, now where can I get it? Germany, Italy, Canada. I mean, it's like it just runs out. Is it just, but was it not selling out as quickly? Or they just didn't order as many? Like, I don't know. I mean, when the Guardian Knight came out, they underestimated how many people would actually want. And so, since it was already a limited run, they kind of were screwed. But with these other ones, it's like you would think they'd just be like, oh, we didn't order enough. Okay, next time we'll just order even more. But if it's like taking forever to sell out, then they go, oh, okay, well, maybe demand wasn't that great. Like, I'm just trying to imagine like how it would work. I don't work in the industry, so how do I know? In my store, 12 Rogues disappeared overnight a few months ago. Well, the other thing is you do have scalpers or people who are trying want to be scalpers going like, okay, there's 20 copies. I'll go in there some night and I'll buy all 20 copies. Then I'll go on eBay and maybe I'll wait a little bit and then I'll start putting them out there and saying like, oh yeah, it's $50 now. Instead of 15, it's 50. Maybe a few weeks later, sell them for 100. And it's like, I think that's gross. I hate it when people do that. I don't encourage that behavior. But I'm just imagining like but then maybe they would, no, they wouldn't because they would say, oh, we sold 20 copies. They wouldn't be like, oh, one guy bought 20 copies. So that was one sale. No, they go, that was 20 copies were sold. It's sold out. So we got to order more. And I mean, I know on Hasbro Pulse they'd say like, oh, one to a customer or only three to a customer. Of course, somebody could have like two different credit cards and they buy, you know, they get their spouse's credit card or something to buy more. I mean, people have their own ways around it, right? But you would think a sale is a sale. It's kind of like you hear people that like they write a book and then they buy like 1,000 copies of their own book so they can give it away, and it still is part of the sales, the overall sales. But it's like, no, you just bought it yourself. I'm so glad I was off that day to order one of the nights. I think who cleaned my store was a scalper for sure. Yeah, there are always people like that. But Bohemyus, I think it's the worst when it's like a kid's toy. And they're like depriving the kids, the audience from it. And then they're hoping that the parents will just pay any price. It's like the Tickle Me Elmo or the Turbo Man from Jingle All the Way. It's that whole thing. Just madness. But all of these HeroQuest products are supposed to be just regular retail. Ever since the Guardian Knight, I've refused to like buy the fan roll dice because I know it's limited. But those are the only ones that are limited. Everything else is supposed to be, they'll just keep on ordering it. And like Patrick was saying, if it runs out, they'll renew it or they'll find a way to repackage it, just like they did with the Guardian Knight. So if there's a rogue hero inside Wizards of Morcar, I will not complain one bit, even though I've already got the rogue. Excuse me. Joe Kojer says, I ended up having 2 nights and sold one to Jacer for what it cost plus shipping. Yeah, you are a true hero, my friend. Well, and Bohemius, you could say maybe the guy that cleans the store, maybe he doesn't make that much, but he had enough money to buy, to scalp the products. Or maybe he bought them on credit and then flipped them on eBay and made a whole bunch of money so he could pay that off. But yeah, it just seems sleazy to me. It's just surely there's better ways to make money than that. And I know there's people that will always come back and say, well, the company is at fault because they created the situation. It's like, no, they didn't. They didn't create the situation. They tried to make it available and people still like abused the system and manipulated the system so they could drive up the price because they knew they could deprive people who actually wanted it, who are actually going to use it and enjoy it, not just flip it online, resell it. The First Light dice are at my FLGS. Oh, that's cool. I don't think I've ever seen the special dice at a store, like physically at a store. I've seen the Monk at a store. I've seen all of the stuff at FLGS. I think I've seen First Light at Target. That's the only HeroQuest product I've seen at a store that wasn't like a hobby game shop. But I don't think I've seen the Rogue. I definitely never saw the Guardian Knight. Of course, it would have had to been like a GameStop in Canada or something. Yeah, I'll have to ask if they also carry the dice tray. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, and people were asking me. They said, well, you don't like the way the dice look because of the colors. What about the dice tray? There's nothing wrong with the tray. I don't know. The tray is cool. There's nothing wrong with the tray. I guess I just pride myself on using like pencil trays from dollar stores and the dice tray that I made out of a cigar box lined with felt, which I made for less than $5, which now with inflation, I mean, it'd probably be like $8 or something, but I don't know. Plus, it's just for that one expansion, so it's I don't know if it were sort of a generic HeroQuest thing, maybe I'd do it, or maybe it was just some original art that goes with everything. I know they want you to have a different dice tray for every expansion that you play, but plus then there's the question of like, is the contrast between the design on the dice tray and the dice going to look okay on camera? But since when we play on our streams, we're using digital dice, it's kind of like it doesn't matter. But I mean, back in the day, I was rolling dice on camera. And if the dice were too shiny, I mean, the light would reflect off of them. I needed enough of a contrast between the background of the dice tray and the dice so that you could actually see them. So if I was rolling like red dice on a red background, it was hard, kind of hard to make out. Or if they're translucent dice and there's like a pattern or a design on the board or of the bottom of the dice tray. So those are the kind of things I think about. I mean, I guess if you're playing just at the table, who cares? Doesn't matter that much. I guess I just want something that was solid color, probably. Joe says, I bought a small picture frame from Dollar Tree. Yep, to use as a dice tray. Yeah, you definitely can. Just need to cover it in felt and find some thin foam under that. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely can. The only problem I have with felt, like the kind of cheap craft felt that you buy, is that like it gets little pieces of lint in it. Like no matter what you do, like it gets little pieces of lint in it, and then like you have to like scrape it or brush it to try to get them out, and it's really hard to get them out, and then it starts to get like piling on it. So I guess the only way to do it would be to like use something like really fancy, like the type of covering you have on like pool tables, or like worsted wool, or I don't know, velvet or something, which would then cost you a lot more than just a piece of craft felt. I guess if the craft felt got too nasty, you could just like rip it off and just put a new sheet on there because it's just glued on. I mean, you just rip it off and glue a new sheet on. It's like costs you a few cents. But I like to make something that's gonna last. But yeah, those picture frames, yeah, if it's deep enough, I want it the sides deep just enough so that it doesn't, the dice don't go flying across the table. They sell all kinds of like wooden knickknacks. Like you can find them at Walmart. You can find them at hobby stores like Hobby Lobby. It's just like a wooden box that's like a hexagon shape, or like a jewelry box or a cigar box. Mine is a cigar box. So like the lid is a little bit shallow, but the main container is perfect. Like you can bounce the dice off the side if you wanted, or just use craft foam in place of the felt. Yeah, you could. Or just use foam on the bottom and felt for the sides. Yeah, you could. I don't mind. I kind of like the wooden sound it makes, the plunking sound of the plastic dice on the wood. But I mean, the felt just cushions it just enough to just kind of like, so it's not just like a loud, like clanking sound. It's a pleasant sound. Yeah, it's all personal preference. I mean, some people like the sound of like dice like hitting like marble or something, or something that's like, oh, you're gonna dent your dice. Oh no. Okay, so if we go back to the Discord, Bohemyus shared that picture. And he showed a picture of Snake Mountain. Oh, the Avalon Hill logo. Well, yeah, because the Avalon Hill logo does show a lot of stuff from various Avalon Hill games, but especially HeroQuest. Okay, so just going to open the image here. All right, so we're done looking at the arena. Okay, so this image is what he's telling us we need to look at. So Bohemyus, take it away. What do you think? Bohemyus, welcome to the RantCast.
Hello.
Tell me all your secrets.
So, this picture, the one you see with the crow, is part of a video. Okay.
Yes.
And is radically the camera panning over a huge battlefield with this showing many different stuff. Okay. But it feel like it's a journey. Okay, anyway, it's showing different games. Okay, they don't fit all in the same world. Okay, but they are the world of Avalon Hill. Okay, but at the end of the journey, there is one of the last image. Okay, where the logo of Avalon Hill appear and overimpose on the background. You can see the mountain.
Yep.
Can you share the screen with me in Discord? Is possible or not? Or is this a mess
Oh.
for me?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Here we go.
If not, it's not important. Okay, try to
There.
do it by memory. Anyway, the shape of the mountain. Okay, it feels to me that is the one that is integrated then in the logo, because you can see behind the
Right
logo
here.
there's the mountain that is
Yep.
shaped like this M. Okay, anyway,
Hmm.
and the fact that is so similar to Snake Mountain, and we always put together a Skeletor with Morcar, whatever. I feel that is made in purpose.
Hmm.
Okay.
Interesting. Interesting.
And all the symbology and everything. So it's like they're hinting, look, that is the end of the journey. Okay, and we put
Hmm.
the layer of Zargon just in front of your eyes, and you always ignore it.
The final
The final destination.
quest.
Yes.
Oh man.
Okay. So that is of course completely speculation, but the
Yes.
fact that they had to choose the shape of a mountain and they choose something that is so similar to Snake Mountain is striking to me.
Interesting theory to tie it with He-Man. Yes. Well, what if Masters of the Universe is the crossover? I mean, all this time I've
Oh
been
well,
thinking,
he's always been an inspiration. No,
well, I just
all the
I
the
just I just got finished watching and I'd seen it, of course, many decades ago. Masters of the Universe, He-Man as Dolph Lundgren as He-Man, 1987, and I was hearing that. Well, actually, there was a lot of like Jack Kirby inspiration in that movie, but when I was seeing that final battle between Skeletor, like after he's absorbed all the power and he's like, "I'm a god," it's like he reminded me of the Witch Lord. And you've got Dolph Lundgren, as He-Man. He's lost his like cape and his little armored vest thing, and so he looks a lot like the Barbarian. He's got the loincloth and he's got the huge sword. They're
yeah.
fighting. It's just like, okay, if there was a live action Hero Quest, you could be watching this right now. And think about it, 87, the game comes out in 89. It could have been some stylistic, inspirations.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Most of the inspiration were like
Conan the Barbarian.
Conan.
Yeah,
Okay,
Arnold
yeah, of course.
Schwarzenegger as
Yeah,
Conan. But still,
yes, but the source is the same, even if it's one or the other anyway.
yeah,
The all the inspiration of the source
yeah. And the bad guy
is
with the skull face,
here.
I mean, you could say in Flash Gordon, you could say Doctor Doom from Marvel, you could say oh Thulsa Doom from uh, is it called the
Conan.
Conqueror? Yeah. Well,
I don't remember which one.
yeah. I didn't know all that stuff about. So I only knew Thulsa Doom as James Earl Jones. But then I forget if it
Yeah.
was you or somebody else was telling me that um, actually Thulsa Doom was called the Conqueror's foe, and he looked like a skull face guy, and it was like you could sort of see him as an inspiration for the Witch Lord and all that stuff. Although I always thought of the Witch Lord, oh, it's the Witch King from Lord of the Rings, Witch King of Angmar, which maybe, it's like it all comes full circle. It's like everybody's inspired by somebody else. But yeah, the skull faced villain, evil sorcerer. In the Marvel Winter Special, they portray Morcar, and he looks very much like Skeletor. He's got blue skin, he's got the claws, he's got the skull like uh, decorations, but he's got a hood that obscures his face, and you just see the glowing eyes shining through. But of course, the Witch Lord, I mean, he's sitting on his throne. He's got the headdress. He's got the staff. He's got the skull face. And it's not quite clear, is his face an actual skull or is he just wearing a mask? Although, I mean, he is clearly an undead. He comes out of a tomb. But I mean, is he like Dracula coming back to life, or is he like a zombie type creature? But he doesn't have 0 mind points. But yeah, I could imagine a Masters of the Universe HeroQuest.
You're talking about the Witch Lord,
Yeah, the Witch Lord, Thulsa Doom. I'm all over
Witch
the
Lord.
place because I'm really tired. But
Okay, no, well, no, I'm just saying because
but what you're
Thulsa
trying to.
Doom,
Yeah, go ahead. I'll just listen to your theory.
Thulsa Doom is like a sorcerer
Yes. Yeah.
anyway, but is not an undead. Well, the Witch Lord is like a leech.
Leech. Yeah.
Okay, he's a sorcerer.
Necromancer.
He's using necromancy, necromancy, and become very very powerful to become immortal because become undead, but capable to stay alive even after he died.
So is he different than like a wraith? I guess a wraith is more like a ghost
Well,
almost.
okay. It always depends on the folklore and
That's true.
the story behind it, and the Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons is the one that put practically the rules for everything,
Yeah.
and Warhammer are the same. Okay, the people they actually put numbers behind the folklore are the one then responsible for the way they work.
Yeah, because in folklore it's just kind
Okay,
of like it's a mysterious creature that we don't know what it is.
yeah.
You don't know what its powers are. That's why it's so scary. But yeah, in these games, it's like, oh yeah, he's got these stats, these weaknesses, these powers, so you can actually have a game.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the wraith is like actually maybe I'm confused. No, okay, because the wraith should be like the spirit of a great warrior.
Hmm.
That is still is being revived from his slumber of death.
Hmm.
I believe. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't remember the terminology in English
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, because I don't think I really thought about wraiths or knew what they were until Lord of the Rings. And in the book, they were like zombies, except they had some sort of intelligence because they would like they tried to capture the hobbits and like wrap them up in like grave goods,
Yeah,
like put armor on
yeah,
them and like pile
but
gold on
they're
top of them.
still they're still alive. They're dead, but they're still alive because they get completely consumed by the rings, right?
Yeah, well,
And
the ring
so
wraiths
they're still
specifically, yeah, they would
yeah
like,
they're still enslaved by the master
yeah,
Sauron.
oh yeah, because they were like becoming invisible, but I mean
Yeah,
they were still physical, so I mean you could still like touch them and
yeah,
they could touch you.
they can go from the spiritual world to the world. Yeah, it depends because it's undead. Okay, you have a physical undead and a spiritual undead,
That's
and
true.
you have some of them that are capable
Do both.
to pass the threshold and be in both
Yeah.
sides.
Yeah, because Dracula, like he could transform into a mist, or he could turn into an animal, and he could come back. We always see him
Yeah,
like turn into a
yeah,
bat, but I mean, yeah, he was like a shapeshifter as well. So it's like he's part physical, he's part spiritual, he's part living, he's part dead. He's
yeah.
unphysical,
Just to
magical.
say, I don't know. There's the cavalry of raids on Warhammer was famous in the past because it can pass through uh, the houses, okay, through the hills, through the woods, okay, and but then when you fight it, you are is in physical form.
Yeah.
So it depends on
Or
the
like
lore.
yeah, or like Big Trouble in Little China. Lo Pan, he's like a ghost. So They try to run him over, it
Exactly.
doesn't work. But then he takes physical form. Now we can get him. He drinks the blood, so now he's flesh. Now we can throw a knife at him.
Exactly.
Kurt Russell can take him down. It's a good knife, Mr. Burton. Goodbye. Yeah. Well, the Witch Lord, it's like, okay, you need the Spirit Blade to kill him, but he's also vulnerable to other things. So the magical throwing daggers, the fire magic, um, the specters. The specters, you can hit them with your weapon. It's just very hard to hit them. So it's kind of like they're there, but they're kind of not there. Yeah.
A simple trope in this kind of games is normally when something is ethereal, is something that cannot be hit, because it's even the specter they put in the moon, Rise of the Red Moon.
Yep.
They are easier to hit with a magical weapon.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
So
it's like they're
exactly
magic.
the same.
So magical weapons are gonna have
Is the principle okay? An easy principle. A magical weapon can hit something that is ethereal.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So when it comes to the secrets here, so you're thinking they're giving us a clue that their plan all along was to give us a final showdown on a mountain or in a tower near a mountain, which makes you think of Wizards of Morcar. And Cristobal had that on LaGuardia de Morcar. He had that theory that you were going to have a final showdown with Zargon.
I maybe don't believe. I don't believe there is actually the final showdown with Zargon, but a showdown with Morcar, yes. Morcar is in my headcanon, they have to rewrite the history for Morcar, but they have to include it anyway in the story. They must
make him a separate character, or rather than just a guise for the same sorcerer. So
I believe we're going to see it. This is going to be the fifth Wizard of Morcar. Nobody said that there are 4.
Yeah. Do you think? So? I had just seen that clip, that picture from one of Jordan Sorcery's, formerly behind the paywall presentations from Stephen Baker. That originally it was when he wrote the story, it didn't have as much Warhammer stuff in it, so it wasn't the Northern Dreadwastes. It was the Dark Lands, where Morcar fled, and it was always Morcar, and it was always the Witch Lord. But he does talk about Morcar's general.
Another general.
Baron.
Yes.
His name is Baron. It's spelled differently than Baron, like Baron and Luthien. But do you think that well, I guess that sort of answers the question, because I always thought the general, like Morcar's general or Zargon's general, was supposed to be the Witch Lord. But maybe not. Maybe it was somebody else. So what if they rewrote that lore to say Zargon's general was Morcar? Like somebody else.
I believe they are Morcar. Oh, sorry. Well, Zargon in this case is it can have multiple general. It's not restricted to have only one general.
Yeah, you kill Darth Maul, and then General Grievous or Count Dooku comes out. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can have you need a general in every section of your
you gotta have
your land, your possession.
You gotta have Grimdead in the east. Somebody's got to hold that section of the world down. Morcar in the west.
Yeah, it's tasking. Somebody needs to protect the north. Somebody protect the south.
Lord Cassandra, yeah. Skullmar. Whatever happened to Skullmar?
Where they are all called lieutenant, right?
Lieutenant, yeah. So generals, lieutenants.
Yes.
Yeah, all the way down to the.
So we got an entire hierarchy of military. Yes, generals and lieutenants.
Yeah, because Festral fails, even though you think you kill him, but it's like, no, he's there to get punished. Maybe they revived him with the elixir of life just so they could kill him again. In my head canon, that's what they did to him. But yeah,
See,
so then
very interesting. What?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Continue. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, I'm just rambling. But yeah, you have that intro to Wizards of Morcar where Festral's there. They recount the events of the previous quest packs, and then it's like, and then Festral and his followers were wiped out by uh, those four wizards. And yet, then you think, okay, they're going to send these guys to kill the heroes, but then the hero's mission is to track these guys down. So you go to the lair of each of these guys and fight them and kill them, presumably. But then, oh, they've survived, and then you have a boss rush. You fight all of them together. So they could rework that if they have another 5 quests to work with. I'm intrigued by the idea that you would play as the bad guys and like have like a little intro mission or something, like maybe the testing of Nashiak, Groshak's daughter, or something like that. But
Well, in that mission, the one that you played in Gen, you played? I don't know. Well, yes, you played
that I
in
may or
Gen
may not.
Con.
No, I
Uh,
definitely played at Gen Con. Yeah, yeah.
anyway, the one that you played in Gen Con said um, clearly, okay, that the group, the Groshak, is being summoned for a trial. No, he's not summoned for a mission or is a trial. So try what is a trial? Maybe I'm mistakenly.
Oh no, I see. I get what you're saying. When yeah, I'm not talking about a trial. Like yeah, I was. I guess I was. Yeah, I was misunderstanding too. I was thinking like the trial, like a battle, trial by
Not the
combat.
trial, exactly.
But
A trial. So a trial. So
a trial like
is summoning all his
he
big boss
he has to
for a
answer.
trial.
He has to answer for something that he has done wrong, right?
Well,
So
the trial, but the trial, you're looking at like in a judiciary way.
yeah,
If you are to look at like um, a general that is calling his best people to check which one is the best to send to the against the heroes.
like he's testing them.
So that's my idea. This test,
Hmm.
okay. So that's why we're going to see. Maybe they're not even the wizard we're going to encounter, but we are going to play the trials. So like 3 quests, different tests to see if we are good enough to go against the heroes.
Interesting. So you could. So maybe it could have a different outcome, like the bad guy you face
Maybe,
would
who knows?
depend on.
Maybe it's possible.
So
Everything
it's
is
like,
possible.
so if you beat, well, that could be really interesting. That could be really interesting. So you get kind of their perspective and you sort of see what their powers are. And then, yeah, when you face them, of course, it may not be exactly the same. They've grown in strength since then, but at least you have an idea like, oh, we're going to be fighting this character rather than this other character. That could be very
Yes.
interesting. That could be very original. And it would give Doug a
Yeah.
sense of his wanting to, have the darker characters, have you play as, some of the bad guys, and not just always be
So,
heroes versus
uh,
monsters.
so imagine there's like more than 4 wizard. Okay, now I'm going extreme speculation because that one anyway was based on some hint. But imagine you have like um, you have the 4 heroes. So you have 5 heroes. Okay, the sorry, wizard, the enemies. And the first quest, the first one that pass, okay, is put apart and is selected for the trio. Then the second, they do the second quest. All the people they lost, they get a second chance, but they put another wizard
Yeah, which
there,
you could have
and
more.
who passed, the, yeah, it's like a selection.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Okay,
we think of Jungles of Delthrak had multiple paths, so you won't necessarily play it all the same way every
yeah,
time. So there could be 10 main quests, but you could have some alternates. That'd be
Yeah,
super cool.
well, and that yes, in this way you have then the four quests, then with the against the wizard, and and then you have, oh, well, I don't want to spoil more because we already know the story of Wizard of Morcar. Those five quests for sure we're going to have them almost unchanged.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have it any other way because I think just like with Against the Ogre Horde, you want to preserve that core of what was there and just build upon it. So you can preserve the nostalgia, draw people in with that, and yet make it so that yeah, people who are not enamored of all that nostalgia can still pick it up and go, yeah, this is a complete adventure and it's got lots of twists and turns and assets and this is worth my time and not just a curiosity to see, oh wow, quests were kind of slim back then. Because I really get that sense.
Eh,
People looking at Wizards of Morcar and going, they should have taken more time with this one. Like, there isn't as much there.
Anyway, I like also the his Pazargon theory
Yes.
that he's reading into the same hint that I'm analyzing,
Hmm.
and he's and he said, well, Festo cannot be connected to the story because there's not a connection between any of this quest. Putting Festival as a connection to another story would be weird. So because it would give like
Chronology, right?
spoiler, a spoiler for the people that never played uh, the other quest of the Ogre Horde. So he said, well, uh, Groshak is already a character that is uh, practically he practically said that he will suffer any consequences. So Garsha could be the one that is being that is being. Yeah, I don't want to say it. They suffer the same consequences as Festival in
Oh, so like his daughter
the prologue.
has to kill her own father because she's loyal and he's not.
Yeah. And then you see there is the moment where these two characters can detach and become heroes because they don't follow anymore
Hmm.
Zargon.
What Zargon made me do, I can't follow him
Exactly.
anymore. He pushed me
So
too far.
that's why I appreciate his theory.
Yeah,
There's a
Zargon
possibility
has
the new heroes is there.
yeah, Zargon has some great theories, but at the same time, like just like the rest of us, he can be wrong. You know, he had some.
Oh,
I loved his breakdown of what was in going to be in the box in Crypt of Perpetual Darkness, and I wanted it to be true, and it wasn't. I was like so disappointed by that.
I really love these theories. Okay, I always take it in consideration, but uh, I like mine too. So
Yeah, I hope
I
that
have to choose.
whatever. Yeah, I hope whatever is true is at least as good as what you guys are thinking, if not better. But it might. I'm also prepared that it might not be. I mean, for all we know, you're going to open up that box and there's just going to be the four plastic characters and nothing else. Like it's just going to be cardboard. And it's going to say, well, if you have some other mercenaries, you can get the frozen horror and use those. And it's going to be like, oh man,
I don't believe that because it's a big box.
it's a big box.
We're
It's got
expecting
plenty
a
of
big
room.
box.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
plenty of room. There's no excuses, and they had to deliver on the big box. I don't care about the small box. I told you, for me, they are just boosters. They're extra. They're not.
yeah, I believe
The
Wizards of
big box
Morcar.
are the important one.
Yeah, Wizards of Morcar is going to be a big box. And this is not, they haven't said anything about, oh, this is going to be like another Target exclusive. So, well, I guess I'm just thinking of the First Light box. I'm thinking of the fact that First Light could have had more plastic in it, but it would have driven the price up to have that much plastic. Like to have a game system worth of plastic just in a smaller box. Like the size of the box doesn't matter. Like it's still the same price. But they're making the smaller box size to fit on the shelf. But with this, yeah, it's just a standard expansion size. So it's not the smaller Keller's Keep type. It's the Frozen Horror type, the big one. And you're expecting a lot more plastic in there, either in terms of monsters, heroes, a little of both. Maybe some filler, like some dice or some furniture or something else. But yeah, Crypt of Perpetual Darkness is a smaller box. So we could kind of rule that out. So do you think that there'll be 24 mercenaries in there?
I know that it's very unpopular as an opinion, but I hope not.
You hope not.
I hope that if they give us mercenaries, they really have to do completely new sculpts.
Those would be cool.
Because they cannot fill it with too many reprint. If it were like a couple, okay, of miniature reprinted, I would not care. But it is a massive number of miniatures that would take the spot of new stuff.
I'm still thinking along the lines of the tariffs or the supply chain. They're trying to like cut corners and save money. And in my head, I'm thinking, oh, if that's the case, well, just give us more of the same mercenaries. Not that I want that, but I'm just saying that's what they would do. They would give us the same exact mercenaries they gave us in Frozen Horror, except they're red or they're blue or something. They're not gray. But they would just give us more of those because they've already made the molds, so they don't have to do more R&D costs to do it. But then I was thinking, well, is that the cost or is it the plastic itself? If it's the plastic itself, maybe they would try to cut a corner and say, oh, it'll just be cardboard instead. But like I think you were saying, if they did cardboard mercenaries, they would be doing it to make room for something else. And the something else.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
It's about the room. It's not about and also
the size,
the prestige of the expansion. Because if you everybody's waiting for this expansion, but you fill it with something that you already put in another box,
which they have done before. They have done that before with the Spirit Queen and Prophecy boxes. But
but it's a small box,
colors.
And
you're right. They were small.
It's a small box, and I expect reprint.
Yeah.
In a small box.
Yeah. Well, and I guess the other point I think that I made in our Discord conversation was we've gotten repeated characters over different boxes. So we've gotten more of the skeletal archers and with the elven warriors and the cultists. But in all those cases, the first time they introduce the character, they give you a lot of them, and in the next time, there's less of them. So it's kind of like they're just a supporting character, a filler, a guest star, cameo.
In the first case where like the Rise of the Dread Moon, they give us the this new miniature, the cultist.
Yep.
Okay. What is needed to create. Otherwise, if you have to have an entire set of vision only with Chaos Warrior would be tough. So you need anyway a little bit of something different.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they followed exactly the same line on top. The same modus operandi. They say, okay, I'm going to put new stuff. I'm not going to reprint. But then they did for overall they introduced the archers.
Yep.
They are needed because the quest described them with a ranged weapon.
Yeah,
even in the past, so you had to use miniature that ranger weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have those miniature. In jungles, they put them there as a filler because they didn't have too much choice, but they were anyway new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit more, okay, but like we said, only a couple of each, no more.
Yeah, so if you had both boxes, you could put them together. Which, I mean, I've got them all, so I've thrown more skeleton archers at you guys than are technically in the box before. I did the same thing with the elf enemies too. It's like, oh yeah, I've got a few extra. I can put more.
Okay, but they are all ranged weapons.
Yeah.
Okay, even the cultist itself is a ranged miniature, so yeah, only extra ranged miniature. You don't have the the Ranged Abomination.
It's true. Yeah,
But
one
instead,
of those guys.
you have all the other miniature that you require to write a more more difficult campaign. You need ranged.
I need the mummies that throw spears or have slings or
Yeah,
something. Yeah,
or they have spells.
spells. Yeah, those would be cool.
So yeah, all those miniature are because they are needed for the quest, and we need anyway a certain amount of miniature to actually build our on-build stuff. We
Yep.
cannot fill a room with 6 archer if we don't have the miniatures.
Right. Well, you just have to use your imagination, but yeah, giving you those sculpts inspires you. It fuels your imagination.
And otherwise, if you want 6, or they were 3 in each box, right? If you want 6 orcs, you have to buy 2 ogre horde.
Yep.
Okay, I think that is the choice
Hmm.
that you had.
Yep.
But they give you the opportunity to have more orcs without buying two times the ogres.
Yeah, they could. They could easily do that. Well, and I was saying that if they threw the rogue in there too, I wouldn't mind. Either that or just restock him. So, like
Maybe
your
maybe not
dream,
in this quest.
your dream. What was your dream setup for Wizards of Morcar? Okay, so let's say we're stuck with the larger expansion box size. Um, you have the 4 sorcerers. What else would you think is it going to be in there?
I rather have different mercenaries with different abilities than all the reprint stuff. So when in
So new
the discussion we
sculpts
had,
and
I
new
said
abilities.
I said something like, imagine having a mercenary that is an alchemist or a wizard apprentice. You
Yeah,
don't have a wizard in your team. You need somebody they can
yeah.
actually use
Spellcaster
alchemy
mercenary. Yeah, or alchemy.
or a spellcaster.
Yep.
Yes, you can maybe take a one random spell
I've
from
always
3 different schools.
I've always had a thought about that, a magical mercenary, because my thought would be you hire the guy, he casts a spell, and then who cares? Let him get killed, because just like the cultists, they use their spell and now they're just a skeleton. I could understand that. Like the mercenaries maybe are not. I mean, the ones in Rise of the Dread Moon you're supposed to hang on to. They're valuable, but in all the other packs they're kind of just cannon fodder. So I was thinking, well, you could make a magical mercenary and make him more. I don't know. He would have some way to recharge his spell or something like that. So it would encourage you to protect him, to like keep him from quest to quest. But
Yeah,
maybe it doesn't matter. It's just like, hey, I'm about to die. I've got one spell. I'll use it to help you guys, and then, oh well. In the Wizard Quest pack that was never released, there was an apprentice wizard, and I think he was a treasure card. You'd find him in the treasure deck, and he would just join you. And I think he got 2 random spells from like the ones that were not chosen.
I
But
didn't know.
I think yeah, I mean it's all in the draft notes. So I mean, Luca Paschi will eventually show it to everyone. But yeah, it's one of those cases. So that's how they were going to do something like that. They were going to have, okay, he is expendable, but he has 2 spells, and they could be anything. They could be like really good spells, or because you chose the really good spells, I mean, he just got one of the crappy ones. Like imagine if he, imagine a wizard with 2 body points that only has Twistwood and Illusion. You're like, oh, okay, well, he's not that great, but
Yeah.
maybe he could do something, or he could distract the monsters while we get past. He can trigger the trap. But yeah, magical
So
mercenary would be a great idea. I absolutely
so
am with you on that one.
different kind of mercenary. Maybe new animal companions. I don't know, like some kind of bird, an oak,
We need
an
the
owl.
we need the Beastmaster.
Well, yeah. Well,
Same, my friend.
we can actually do it already with all the beasts we have.
Yeah.
Or a bear. So the people that want to become a
Yeah.
bear when they are for the druid, they have the miniature.
Yep.
Uh,
We've been using the Dire Bear from Reaper Miniatures,
yeah,
not part of the HeroQuest line. You could have a blacksmith who could like I don't know make equipment for you. I don't know. There's
yeah.
lots of things you could do.
A squire.
Yeah,
The
squire.
idea was like a squire for the like the knight or whatever. It could be. You can have
Oh
an
yeah,
assassin. You
yeah.
can have an assassin that is like very weak, but he can do his sneaky attacks.
Oswald the Overladen
I don't know,
carries your gear for cheap. Never complains. The donkey.
but
No.
there's infinite possibilities, and those one are
Hmm.
my favorite. But anyway, other stuff I kind of pretend because they give me the idea that they can do it because they show us transparent plastic.
Oh,
Is to have all the special effects
Joe had to go.
of the spells.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, sorry, continue. I think he left a little bit ago. I was looking at the chat. Okay, yeah. What else would you like to see, Bohemius?
Well, the all the plastic
Hmm.
they can do for the special effects, like three dimensional special effects for the
Oh,
spells of the wizards, because they introduced that in Morcar, but they're made of cardboard.
oh, it's like a.
So,
Oh man, this is making me think of the Power of the Force. Like
yeah,
you get the stormtrooper and he's got his plastic rifle, but then you've got a little blue thing that you put on the end that looks like the muzzle flash of the gun firing, or like the
yeah.
Emperor's lightning is plastic and you can put it on his hands so it looks like he's throwing the lightning, like that
But
kind
I
of thing.
prefer to have those. I
Uh,
prefer to have those in plastic and not
just a tile.
more mercenaries.
Hmm. The
Yeah,
tiles, I feel like that they can just pile up the cardboard in the box, but yeah, the plastic is the premium content. So you'd want to see like I don't know, broken walls, uh, lightning, plastic
yeah,
firewall, plastic stone wall, plastic
yeah. A transparent
water
template
wall.
for the in plastic for the
Yeah.
lighting bolt. For wall of fire, wall of stone, all of the portals. Okay, all those stuff
Hmm.
need to be in plastic to me.
That would be cool. Rather than just in the original, it was just a plastic base, and then it was just a tile that inserted into it,
Yes,
just like a door.
and then because it's a big box,
Hmm.
and I believe they're going to get ideas from Sinister Sorcerers. That's why
Ah,
I'm
okay.
thinking about Minotaurs.
Yeah. Yeah. So all that Wizard Quest pack stuff
Let,
could be
mm-hmm,
mined for ideas. Ratmen. Uh,
Radman, but mostly the Minotaurs. I feel confident because we already have like the hints.
Joe likes
The hint
Minotaurs.
is from Joe. Okay, that they exist.
Joe.
They are part of the lore.
Yep. Skeletal minotaurs, meaning there once there were flesh minotaurs. So there could be again.
Exactly.
That'd be a cool miniature. I mean, it's a popular thing, and there are examples in the Hasbro vaults of what the sculpts look like. So you could do that. Something along those lines. It'd be really cool. A big beefy monster.
Then miniature for Morcar for sure.
Okay,
He deserves it.
because you're saying
They can
Morcar,
outdo.
Morcar is not Zargon in this. It's a different person, but
Yes,
it would be a guy.
I believe that.
Be like having
Yes,
Sinestra or the Witch Lord or the Frozen Horror gets his own miniature. That'd be cool.
yes.
What do you think he looks like? Do you think he looks like the Skeletor type guy or
I
something?
think we fantasize so much about exactly that that is possible.
Or would he just be another old man type
Or
guy?
or an empty hood or Doom. Who knows?
Got an iron mask.
An Iron Mask.
Yeah. What if he was a lizard man with just one eye in his forehead and he's got like a club
Why
tail
not?
and maybe he carries a battle axe underneath his cloak.
Why not? Actually, if they introduce a new species
They
in
won't say what
the game,
species
would
he
be
is.
awesome.
They won't say what species he is, but he'll just have those familiar traits and then just let people guess what it is. It's like, hey, wait a minute. Does he live in a swamp? No. Yeah.
And yeah, I want like a river of cards, new spell, new stuff, new everything.
Yeah. Well, I
Okay.
do hope
Yeah,
that they tweak the hero spells. Excuse me. Because I think I've seen enough analysis of the way the darkness, protection, and detection spells were, and it was like they were kind of weak, kind of situational. You would think most players would not choose them unless
if
they were like extra, like beyond the spells you already
if
had.
you think about it,
Mhm.
most of the spell that the wizards have
Mhm.
are all in the starter set, in the basic box.
Yeah.
So all those slots are free, ready to be used for other cards. Because in Europe we didn't have the spells. Okay, so Morcar, the Wizard Morcar was the box where you get the spells for the babies, for the big guys.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah, because we had the chaos deck. You guys didn't. You had the
So
spells in against the ogre
they
horde,
were
and then
not,
all of a sudden here it was like,
yeah,
yeah,
but
you'd never seen
they were
rust
not
before.
redundant.
Yeah. Well, they've tried. I noticed. I mean, Mind Blast became Mind Burst because you already had a Mind Blast. So maybe Rust will be called something else. Yeah, maybe they'll change the name, but
I
I hope
believe,
they don't get rid of the
I
conjuring.
believe they're going.
Yeah.
I believe they can give completely a new set of specific spell for each of these new wizards, or they completely just put new school of magic that can actually be used by the wizard itself.
Hmm. They could. I think that's risky
The-
if they leave out anything. It's one thing if they tweak it or rename it, but keep it. But I think if they, I hope they add on. I hope they don't take stuff away. But
no, I hope
unless
they add too.
unless they think that the fans have decided that yeah, you should get rid of this. I think if they think everybody believes that, they would feel free to do that. But I suspect that there's probably enough people that are saying, no, this is okay, but it needs this fix, it needs this tweak, or it needs this thing added on, that they'll just build onto it rather than just saying, oh yeah, Rust is gone, Call Skeleton is gone, and now replaced with this totally new thing that no one ever saw before.
Oh no, no, it's not what I meant. Um, they're not replaced because they're already in the box on the basic box. So they can just don't print it because we have already those cards. So
Oh,
that procedure makes space for more cards, for more stuff, new stuff.
more
So
cards.
when you are going
Oh,
to
more cards.
encounter that wizard on the quest, you're going to pick the spell you have in your basic set
Oh, I see.
plus some spell they are inside the new box.
Okay. So the Necromancer gets Summon Undead from the basic box, and then he gets some extra cards that are from the Wizards of Morcar box.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I'm just maybe not maybe they're not thinking the way I am, but I'm thinking to myself, well, the rust that the uh, what's the guy called? The High Mage. His version of Rust is different than the game system Rust. Like his can destroy any piece of equipment, not just a helmet or a sword. So I was like, oh, that's more powerful. Like he could destroy your
Yes.
battle axe, he could destroy your plate mail. But they could just say, no, 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 he doesn't have that. He can destroy a helmet and a sword, and that's it. Or they could give him both. Maybe he's got like a greater rust and a lesser rust.
Well, they just can just change the name and create a spell like I told you, a new one. So like they can call it like crumble and destroy anything.
Yeah, yeah. Destruction. decay,
Yeah.
entropy. Yep.
Whatever is what I want to see of this.
Yeah, because you've got
And then talking about
twist wood,
the
and
spell for the wizard.
yeah.
Those one are the one that require a lot of thinking because
Hmm.
they were too weak and take an entire group of 3 spells from your pool of spells to actually use them. So they take those ones they need to I don't say change it too much, but make them a little bit more powerful.
Yeah. I think the bad guy spells don't need as much work as the hero spells in that pack.
Exactly.
But I could definitely see, like, because there's one that just summons a mummy. Like, okay, it summons the mummy and the mummy can attack right away versus two
Yeah.
mummies that are just standing around. Like, okay, which is better? But like call skeleton, it's pretty weak. Um, the summon orcs that the orc shaman has, it's like, okay, he can basically teleport them from some other place on the board into his line of sight and they can attack immediately versus just he just summons them and they're just standing around. But yeah, they could look into that and just see like which is what would make it the most interesting, the most challenging, the most fun.
Yeah, depending on how you play it, because yes, you play it with in the old ways. The those those summon creature can act immediately. It's not
Hmm.
written anywhere
Right.
on the new rules. They cannot.
Yeah, it just says it just he summons these monsters to protect the spellcaster. So you just it's like a shield. There's human shields or orc shields around him.
Yes,
Yeah.
but they can act immediately because it's still Zargon's turn, and Zargon can activate all his miniature once. So
Yeah, I guess that's an interpretation, but yeah, I would
they,
if as
yeah,
we
no,
I would want
I
them to
know
attack right away.
I know that you play it in a different way, and
Yeah.
I completely agree in that because anyway, every Zargon want to play it in a different way. We
Yeah.
want to see how they write the rules right now.
Hmm.
They're made to be more streamlined, so you don't have
I know
to think about stuff.
if I summon a monster, I want that monster to be able to attack right away. Um, I mean, there is an
Yes.
intimidation factor to like just suddenly place a dragon in the room and just be like, well, there he is. And then everyone's like, "Oh,
Ooh.
quick! We got to wipe this guy out before he gets a chance to attack us." Everyone's like rolling their dice, stacking. The wizard's throwing genie at him, like, "Okay, kill him, kill." Oh no, he's still got some body points left. Or the worst thing. Oh, and then the dragon heals himself. It's like, dang it! Now he gets to fight. But yeah, I mean they've tried all kinds of new tricks as we've seen. Avalon Hill has made multi-stage monsters. So you think you kill him, and then oh, he comes back with different stats, different abilities, or spells that can be used without needing to do an action. So he just uses a spell immediately, and then he can still attack, or he can still cast some other spell. Stuff that automatically kicks in. Like oh, when he gets down to this body point, that this thing happens. So like different stuff, or as we've seen before, yeah, certain things don't hurt him, or certain things only have limited effects on him. So lots of ways versus just okay, this guy has a lot of body points. Oh, he's just got a stack of spells. Because the stack of spells is great, but if you get some lucky rolls and you just kill him, well, he didn't get to use even half of the stuff. Not saying he has to, but you know how it is. You want those battles to be dramatic. You want to pull out all the stops. I guess at least with the Wizards of Morcar, you get more than one chance to face these guys without spoiling too much. I guess I just did, but it's like, okay, this time I'm going to use that Summon Undead immediately. I'm not going to wait 2 turns to try to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you think
like
we'll get any
a little
heroes?
spoiler.
Oh, get the spoiler.
Yes, for sure, for sure. And new heroes. I
Female
I
wizard?
think all the hints are going for a new spellcaster. Okay, we're going to have a lot of spells in this box. So it's possible. It's possible that it's going to be a new
Wizard.
kind of. I don't know if it's going
Wizarding
to be a
world.
wizard.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It'll be the magician from
Yeah.
the Japanese version. There you go. With his
Yeah,
first
it's
aid and his
possible.
holy flame.
Yeah, who knows? Well, it must be something different from the druid, the the warlock, and the wizard. So it's going to be a fourth caster, different from everyone else, even from the elf.
What about the bard? He has magic.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
No, yes, I will consider a spellcaster too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we've gotten a lot of heroes that just have skills. So you got the knight. Well, I guess the monk has styles. He's
yeah.
his own category. The rogue. But yeah, now's the time for wizards,
Hmm.
magicians, mages, casters, sorcerers, witches, warlocks, alchemists, mentalists. Oh,
Yes, I was
necromancers.
going to say one little spoiler
Hmm.
is what you point out of the quest of Gen Con. There's like a suggestion
Hmm.
that is very interesting. That it's possible that they're going to add that to Wizard of Morcar to teach the new jargon. The game is pliable. Is not something
Yeah.
that
You
you
can
have
do
to
this
play straight.
or this.
You do this, you can do that. Yes, I make the game more difficult, or can make the game more easy. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I really appreciated that, and I definitely hope that we see more of that. I think they tried a little bit of it in against the ogre horde, but the way it was written, I don't know how you reacted to it, but I reacted to it in kind of a, well, we didn't have time to fix this part, so just do whatever you think is best. With the traps that would seal you in the room. They're saying, well,
yes,
maybe you could make a tunnel that leads out, or maybe you could just let them control an animal companion. It's like, no, you're supposed to fix it. You're supposed to just say, oh, the wall doesn't trap you, or if there's a secret door that lets you. It's like, no, no, you just. I mean, maybe they did that because they wanted to sort of preserve the integrity of the original. Like, we're not changing anything. But if you want to, here you have our permission to do that. Like, feel free. But we're just not going to tell you what the solution is. I don't know.
yeah,
Uh, but maybe that was the beginning. That was their first foray into, well, and then Jungles of Delthrak we got. Well, you could play it the normal way, or you could start using these incapacitated rules. You want to give people another chance to try to come back.
yeah.
Maybe make it a little
There are
easier for them when
suggestions
they
that
die.
they are needed because
Hmm.
people play board games and they are strictly following rules.
Rules
This one is a
say
board game.
this is how you do it. Yeah.
Exactly.
They're not used to thinking
Eh,
outside the box. So you as the game designer are
Exactly.
telling them, here's an option for you.
You can do it.
You can do it. You can
Have
do it.
fun.
Have fun, yeah. Well, I remember as a kid, like I wanted to learn how to play chess. Like these are the rules of chess. This is how you do it. This is a serious game. People take it very seriously. This is how you win. But then I remember our chess set had a piece of paper in it, folded up, and it said, bug house chess, and it gave you these different rules. Like, what the heck is this? This is not what the chess champions play, but it's like it's written right there. Let's try it. Let's see if it's any fun. You could play other games with the chessboard, and it's like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And then you started thinking, oh, well, if they could do that, I guess I could make up my own game. And so we did. It was silly, but we did it. I think we took multiple chess sets and we just filled up like every square on the board. So it was just a big mob, and it was just like you just capture the guy next to you, and then the other guy captures you, and then you just keep doing it until there's only a few people left, and then you would start moving like the normal way. Didn't make a whole lot of sense, but it was fun.
Yeah.
We made little catchphrases and stuff. So it's like, yep. Yeah. So definitely they're going in the right direction with that. So Doug and the
Yes.
team keep going. And I'm really impressed with this Michael guy. I think he sounds really like gung ho in the right way as far as I mean, I don't think he's just going to say stuff, just say what we want to hear and not do it because that wouldn't work. I mean, he's going to tell us like this is what we're going to do and then they do it. So, here's the updates that are going to go into the app and you'll see it in a few months. Like, okay, great.
I like the kind of transparency.
Hmm.
Make me makes me really want to continue. Okay, be have passion
Yeah,
for this game. Okay,
I
for
feel yeah valued as a customer because I think
yes,
Chris was like that. Chris Nato was like that because if he was telling us no, he would tell us no. Like he would say, "Well, but don't you think it would be better if we did it like this?" Or, "Well, I think if we did do that, we would do it this way." So rather than just saying, "Oh yeah, that's yep, we're gonna do that," what that thing you said, that's what we're gonna do. But because he already knew they had a plan, he would say, "Okay, we'll do this." But yeah, I think he said Chaos Warriors are never coming back. So it's like, oh,
yeah. Well,
okay,
just to connect with the logo. Chris Neto was there when they changed the logo, right?
yes, he was.
So he could have been the one that planted the
Uh,
iconography.
yeah. Well, I know that and I think he revealed this, that when he showed us the map, there was more that they had written. Um,
Yes,
his map, let's say, is much bigger. But I mean, of course, we haven't seen that map, and we don't know if we ever will. But he definitely had planned things that we haven't seen yet. And if the other people on the team are still thinking along the lines that he was, maybe we'll see some of that stuff. So you may be onto something here. I mean, if he buried a clue,
and
they may be ready to
yes,
fulfill.
and I'm going to bet. Okay, that if I'm correct, when they're going to show us the map up in the north, there's going to be a mountain that have a very familiar shape.
Yep, we're actually going to go to Avalon Hill
Yeah.
and we're going to fight because that's where King Arthur was sent after his mortal wound. And it's like, did fairies live there? I can't really remember. What was Avalon? The Isle of Avalon to be healed. And you think, oh no, he's not really
Well,
healed. He's just going to be buried there, and that's going to be it.
anyway, even in Wizard of Morcar, they could add the map.
Yeah.
And to add non-linearity to the quest, for example, the quest where you have to fight the different wizard, you have to go in their layers.
So they give us
So
a little
maybe
map
they
on the
can put
back
a little.
showing the landmarks
Yeah.
as you go.
Yes. Why not?
That'd be super cool. Well, and who's to say that the order would be fixed? Maybe the order you fight them is different.
Maybe you choose the order.
Yeah, maybe choose the order. We can fight the necromancer first, but that means we have to go through the mines of Moria. Oh no.
I think it would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, if they do that, they actually add the map as a like a little campaign reminder where you are, who you
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah, because you think of Jungles of Delthrak. I mean, we're not all the way through it in our group play, but you could imagine if there was like certain milestones. Oh, we got to make sure we find these different artifacts. Well, I guess you do. You're trying to find certain artifacts as you go. And so you might have an easier time or a harder time depending on what path you take. But of course, some people are just going to want to play all the quests, so they'll try every option, just like a choose your own adventure. Even make the dumb choices just so you can see what would have happened. Of course,
Oh yeah, for sure. There's some people that play in that way
and
would
I'm
love
sure
to
there's
do that.
yeah, and I'm sure there's some people that played Jungles of Delthrak and just said, you just play all the quests. I mean, who cares about the order? Who cares if it makes sense? Just we want to play them all, so we'll play them all. We'll play all 16.
Agree.
Yeah. It's like a video game, if it lets you save your game, it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna or use the level select code so I can play all the levels. I'm not gonna deny myself because yes, I could start from the very beginning and play it all through and make all the choices. Like, no, I'll just reload from here and I'll play that section because I wanted to play that section. And then I'll jump ahead to this other part so that I can see it all. Yep. Yeah, I was talking to my little nephew, and he had one of the Lone Wolf books, and I think he just read the whole thing. I'm like, that's not how you're supposed to read. It's like, but he wanted to read the whole thing, so he did. I mean, you're supposed to read the sections and make the choices.
Yes.
But now that he knows all the options, it's like, okay, well, do you remember? If you go that way, you're probably going to get killed, so you probably are going to choose differently. Or, oh, so that's how I got to that part.
Yeah, when I played Lone Wolf, I was a kid too, and I was like so curious because I have like 2 or 3 different choices, and I said, "Well, I want to know what happened in both."
Yeah. You choose one, but
So
you want to know. Yeah.
yeah, but I want to know. But if I got that direction, what happened? I want to know.
Put the
So
bookmark
I
there.
was reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way, I was reading all the quests too,
Oh,
all
yep.
the all the
Sure enough.
path.
Sure enough, I died
Hmm.
horribly. Okay. Well,
But
anyway.
I was doing it in order. Anyway, I was
Yep.
following. Say, okay, what happened if I go that direction? What happened if I go this direction? So I love it. Also because
Yeah.
he's like a toy. You want to play in the way
Yep.
you want.
Well, and with the book, you're the referee. You're the one in charge. So if you decide to do that, no one's stopping you.
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
Right.
but I was very curious to see how the game works.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
what was behind and everything. So
Hmm.
was that I played for sure some of them without the cube, but I
Yep.
was most of the time I was just trying
No,
to analyze all the book to
for
see
sure.
all the options.
Yep. And it was hard for me because I mean I was definitely one of those kids where it said like, oh, you died, your adventure ends here. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna flip back to the page and I'm gonna make the opposite choice and just keep on going from here. Like continue, insert
Oh,
another quarter to continue the game. But other times
yeah,
I was just like, nope, I'm closing the book and starting from the beginning, and I'm gonna go all the way through. And but of course you still remember like, oh yeah, okay, don't trust that guy. Okay, make sure you go to the north instead of the south. Or oh, okay, take this item and not that other item. And then yeah, so then you finally get okay, now I know what to do in this
um,
part. And the next choice, and then you get killed again. You're like, dang it.
Groundhog Day.
Yep, this time I'll get it perfect. Yeah, Ned Ryerson. Yeah. Needle Nose Ned, Ned the Head. Yep. Did you turn pro with that whistling belly button trick? It's like, no, I sell insurance. What a surprise. What a great movie. Well, I think I definitely talked a lot longer than I thought I was. I thought I'd have this wrapped up at 12, but it's 12:30. So, well, any closing thoughts, Bohemius, before we call it?
And it's my fault.
Just
I should
sucked
have
me in.
kept this one for another day.
Oh, it's okay. Well, it's less for us to talk about on the next stream, I guess, because like spending a whole
Yeah,
hour talking about Wizards of Morcar. Well, okay, so
I
we put
could
out a
go
lot of
another hour.
yeah, we put out a lot of ideas, and I guess do you think? Okay, here's the last question. Do you think that we'll get Wizards of Morcar this year, or do you think it's probably going to be a early 2026
No, no, we're not going to get the market this year, but they're going to present it this year.
to present it?
I
Okay,
believe, yes,
I'd be
we were
okay
going
with
to
that.
get it in January, February
Hmm.
next year.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of people thinking though that after Wizards of Morcar, there's nothing more for them to do. Like,
I don't believe so. I believe there's more.
yeah,
I'm expecting at least another expansion completely made by them.
you and
A big
I,
one, maybe.
believe that, but I think a lot of people are just like, I don't know, just don't believe that they have it in them. I guess to create more stuff, or don't know about the other things.
I, I just believe in trilogies, and only two are not enough. They did only two books. Well, without counting
Two brand
First
new
Light.
creations. Yeah.
Okay, but I believe their goal was to create a new expansion, their own, made by them, trilogy of Quest. Okay, and I don't know how many of the small one, and we're missing from the leaks also a new hero,
A new hero. Which
a new hero collection.
another really small box. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we got we've gotten another version of an elf, of a barbarian, of a dwarf, and we need another version of a wizard. Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe with all
The monk, the bard, the warlock, they're all, and the druid, they're all, yeah, new things.
they're going another year now. 2027 probably will be the last year, but because I believe they're going to do a small one, a big one, and an hero.
Well, and I think when you say that, I find myself agreeing, but I also find myself saying, but we shouldn't think because it's the last year that means the franchise is over. Just maybe they slow down with the new creations. Maybe they just continue to sell the old stuff as long as it sells.
Like they said, if the people want it, we will continue.
Yeah,
But they're going to look at the numbers,
yeah, they
and
have to.
normally these kind of games, they die because
You have 25
they don't get
25
new people.
expansions on the shelves. Yeah.
They don't get new people involved. So the game is going to continue anyway for us because it never died for 30 years. It's not going to end now.
Yeah, but for new customers coming out of the woodwork, they look in the store and they see it's not there, so they don't buy it and they don't know about it.
Well, this this first light in Target, I think, helped a lot. When I was looking at the number in Facebook, they they were they were like 20, 30 new people um, every week. Okay, then First Light came out and start being 80, 100 every week. Of extra people, new people, new. So there were every week there were like 60, 80 new people joining the community.
That's cool. Well, and if the Target exclusive is ending soon, I mean, how many more stores are going to be
Yeah,
getting it? But that's a good thing. And Ribby was making jokes about the fact that people were reselling copies of First Light on eBay, and they were stressing the fact that it was sealed in the shrink wrap. It's like, well, yeah, of course they all are. Like every single one in Target is shrink wrapped. That's nothing special. And that was really thick shrink wrap too. It's like the thickest shrink wrap I've ever seen. It's like it takes a lot of effort to get through it. You're not just going to accidentally rip it, but drawing your fingernail across it or something. It's like you could almost cut it with the scissors and use it to like store the box inside the bag or something. Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to cut it off here. Thank you for the conversation on the Rantcast, and I doubt there's anybody up at this hour that we can raid, but we'll see. Thanks for checking us out once again. Twitch.tv/TheRantCastPodcast. We'll be going up on Spotify for the audio in a couple days. We'll go up on YouTube. Definitely check out TheStrangeBus. I know he doesn't stream as much anymore, but he is on YouTube, TheStrangeBus, and twitch.tv/TheStrangeBus. I'm on XSC3, home of HeroQuest fans on YouTube, and then twitch.tv/HeroQuestFans. Once again, I'll invite anyone listening to this, if you're around, August 22nd and 23rd, we'll be doing the arena battle. Join us for that, or at least join us on the replay, watching the fireworks afterwards. And also, one last thing. So on Yield In, they have this annual Christmas exchange where they encourage you to sign up, paint a miniature like a Warhammer Fantasy or Old World or HeroQuest miniature and exchange it with somebody on the list and paint it. And I've always watched them do it every year, but I've never taken part because I guess I didn't have much faith in myself to get it done, like actually paint a figure. So I'm going to do it this year. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, if anybody is interested, check out Yield In forums. And it's the annual Christmas exchange, they call it. I think only a few people are doing it this year. It's usually a small thing, but it's pretty cool what people come up with. And Bohemyus, you gave me that huge box of 3D printed figures. There's several figures in there that I'm looking at. I'm thinking I could probably paint that guy and gift it to someone. So regift.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, several of them I'm like, oh, I don't want to give it away. I want to keep it. But, it's a spirit of giving. You just got to, because I'll get something. Somebody will send me something cool, hopefully, too. So it all comes around. All right. Okay. Well, everybody have a great night. Stay safe. Be good to each other. And, Retro DH is here. Cool. So Retro DH is the one that was telling me that Outlaws is back with the remake. So I can't wait to see NightDive's remaster of Outlaws because I really want to play some multiplayer one of these days with some of you all. And just remember, no cream, no Gatling gun. Don't be a fool, Marshal. All right, and we'll get our Outlaws rules. So man, see, now I'm going to be on here another hour talking about. So rewind the tape, Retro DH, and just watch. We did talk about Outlaws extensively. I've been preaching the good word of that game. The soundtrack, the humor, the story, the quotes, the voice acting. Yeah, totally. I would totally play you, and you would destroy me, but I would still play you. All right. Okay. Well, we'll get the raid going. Thanks for joining us on the TheRantCast Podcast. TheRantCast.